I dance on the TV screen. The words are honey, but the comb ain't clean. Whispers in alleys, deals under the moon. Promises bloom, but they rot too soon.
The wheel keeps turning
round and round. Truth buried deep beneath the ground. Silent strings of power. They pull. They pull. Behind the curtain, it's never full. The stage is set, but the script's a lie. Silent strings of power. Who decides why? They sell you hope wrapped in a paper flag. Shake your hand while they steal your bag. A king's ransom for a pawn's regret. And the board resets, but no one's left. Silent strings of power. They pull. They pull. Behind the curtain, it's never full. The stage is set, but the script's a lie. Silent strings of power. Who decides why? Red or blue, it's all the same. A shadow face in a rigged game. Tempo slows, then it speeds away. Corruption never takes a holiday.
I couldn't test my mic while the music was playing, so I didn't know if it was actually working or not. Hello. To answer the question in the title, no, it's not America First. What he's referencing there is the question that we have in the title of today's stream. Is bombing Iran America First? Were they an imminent threat? That and more. So we'll see if we do get it to the and more part, because there's gonna be a lot to say here, especially once Joey gets in here. I am gonna be joined by Joey Cannoli today, which I should probably update the description of the stream to include him, but I could do that as we're hanging out. I'm just waiting for him to actually join. But yeah, so we bombed Iran these past couple days. It's still ongoing. It's not like we bombed them and stopped. It's actually we're still going. So I'm sure we'll have more info about that. Trump says he's gonna make sure that he gets rid of their whole navy. Yeah, it's anyway. We'll talk about it. Let me see where my guest is at. Watch him already be here when I said that. He almost is. Almost. He's almost here. He's setting up. Let me also do some setting up while he's also setting up. Right. All right. Let's do that. Okay. Let's go over to this screen here. So I have a few different articles pulled up. Let's see. We have this one. The U.S. and Israel attacked Khamenei or they tracked Khamenei for months, and then they gave him a massive he gave them a massive opportunity to take him out. We have some stories like let's see, this one here. Mahmoud, Iran's ex-president, who said Israel must be wiped off the map, was also killed in the Israeli strikes. Which these are not just Israeli strikes; these were also the United States strikes. But maybe maybe Israel's just taking credit for that one. 3 U.S. service members have been killed following this. 5 have also been seriously wounded following Operation Epic Fury. We're also going to talk about Trump talking about how he has destroyed 9 important Iranian naval vessels and is going after the rest. And then we also have a consulate in Pakistan, because we have Shiites now storming the consulate there, following the killing of Iran's supreme leader. And for those of you that are not aware yet, yes, the operation between Israel and the United States, we have killed the leader of Iran. And he wasn't just the leader of Iran, he was also the leader of a religious movement. So there's also that. Wait, what? Oh, okay, I see. My guest is here, but I just realized I did something incorrectly. Do this, do that. Perfect. Okay. I am joined by the one, the only, Joey Cannoli. Hello, Mr. Cannoli. Oh no, oh wait. I gotta refresh the page. Gotta refresh because I turned off your auto gain. Now I can hear you, I'm sure. If you speak. Joey. Can you hear me, Joey? Can you hear me? I think Joey's messing with me. Oh. Joey. You're just sitting there looking pretty for the camera.
I said you aren't going to be joined by TJ, that's for sure.
Oh. Well, he's a little busy. TJ's busy. You're not as busy. You're more available. Your schedule's more available. As long as you don't have another stream to join or a video game to play.
Well, at some point I will.
At some point you will?
Yeah, I have a stream scheduled for an hour.
Oh.
Which, I'm always late anyway, so it doesn't matter, but...
You're always late to your streams? I didn't know this. This must be breaking news.
Shut up. It doesn't even matter how much one tries to improve upon the past. People just remember you for the first thing that pops in their mind. So I'm late for my stream, so I'm always late for my streams.
You're always late
for
your
streams. Doesn't
streams
matter how many
now.
times I show up on time. I'm late for my streams.
Yeah, you could show up on time for a month straight, and then you show up late one more time, and they're like, "Oh yeah, Joey's always late."
Joey's late again. Oh dear. Oh boy. Joey Cannoli's late for a stream again. I'm just start showing up early, and they'll be like, "Whoa, you started before? I didn't. When do you expect the unexpected?"
Well, Joey, expect the unexpected. Looks like he was hiding a fart.
I was doing a ooh face. Who said that? Is that fishy? Do I have
fishy? He said a cannoli good. Mousadi returns. Well, so Joey, the only thing that I really know that's in the news is just one story, and I'm wondering your thoughts about this one story.
I think it's beautiful. It's great.
I think it's beautiful. It's great.
Yeah, it's great. It's great that I'm so happy that the military industrial complex has more enemies that protect our freedoms against in the immediate future, when they get convinced that the person that a lot of people living in that area saw as like the prophet, like on the lower rung to like God or whatever. Once they grow up and remember this and are taught this, that the Americans did this, then we're gonna find another person that's gonna fill that hole, and then we're gonna have to. It's gonna be our fiscal responsibility to take them out. And
I just noticed something that I want to point out in looking at all these articles. So I'm trying to find an article to like start us off here, right? Why are all of the news outlets referring to this as Israel's strike on Iran?
because they're trying to make it seem like Donald Trump is manipulated by Israel.
Are they trying to make it seem like Donald Trump is manipulated by Israel, or are they trying to downplay our involvement because they know the American people don't fucking want involvement?
Well, I mean, if they're trying to get it, if the goal is to belittle Donald Trump, then they want to make it seem like
Could
he's
have
not
it both
actually in
ways.
control.
Yeah, you could have it both ways.
Yeah.
It's just interesting that the phrasing is that it's Israel's strike, but the talking point that we're seeing from a lot of people on the right over the weekend is that this is a great thing that Donald Trump has done. So is it a strike from directed from Trump, or is this a strike that Israel,
This
put
is
together?
well, I'm sure you have another news story of that we've had a couple of United States servicemen die. So this is most likely those joint bases that they have working together,
Joey would
and
be
it
referencing this story here, I believe.
it
Three
was
U.S. service members killed and 5 have been seriously wounded in Operation Epic Fury thus far. That's the reporting as of 7 a.m. this morning.
they most likely uh, uh, the bases joint effort. So it was most likely the weaponry given to Israel that was used, but it was combined intelligence, is my guess.
Yeah, and obviously they're not going to say who it was because they still have to notify the families.
Well, that doesn't stop
Um,
Netanyahu from going on TV saying more is coming. So
and because this is an ongoing conflict, they are not clear where the service members were killed either. So
yeah,
you could
and
be right. Could be a joint base nearby. It had to have been someplace nearby. It's not like they're attacking our soil,
my favorite thing is the cope on the right where they're like, "War? What war? It's over already."
Yeah. I was gonna bring that up at some point, but that's fine. We can bring that up now. That is an interesting argument, right? Because technically, they're right. There's not a drawn out conflict. But what they're saying when they say that, though, Joey, and correct me if I'm wrong, what they're saying is that might makes right. We're able to go in and do it so quick that there's not a drawn out conflict there. Therefore, it's okay that we did it.
I mean, if you subscribe to Nietzsche's philosophy, I mean, they're technically right. The
Might
only
makes
sorts of
right.
will in well, it's like the only type of will in the world is a weak will and strong will. If you impose your will, then history is written by the victors. Then your will is what is. So in a way, they're kind of right. I mean, that's sort of what the left has done for the last 60 years in this country domestically, is sort of just enforce their will, and the right's taking it on the chin.
Yeah.
So I mean, it doesn't that doesn't mean it's right, but perception is reality sometimes. Um, I mean, from the standpoint of, I mean, Donald Trump, there's a lot of nuance in all of this because Donald
Yeah, I'm
Trump
not
is
exactly
basic.
sad that Kelmani's dead. Like, don't ever get my words twisted. I'm not gonna mourn for that piece of shit, but I also don't think we should be stepping into other countries' business if they're not directly fucking with us.
So that this, I will say what Trump has exposed though, and in a way, it's kind of interesting to think about it, is he's exposed that the the Middle Eastern wars are the length that they lasted is sort of a fraud. Like, how many times has he taken out leaders with like one swift military action instead of sending whole brigades of people there for
To go
20
fight their
years?
troops and not the people in charge.
He's been able to pinpoint these people very efficiently. So
Oh, Melted said
he's
that there's new
showing that.
reporting that Kelmani's not dead. Let me see if I can find that while you're talking.
Well, didn't the Iranian state media report that he was dead?
There was been a few places that have reported that he's dead, but it could be that the Iranian state media is reporting that he's dead so that they stop looking
Mm,
for him.
right. Interesting. Yeah, I don't. I never know what to believe in that region. I got into an argument with some of my Discord yesterday about uh, Osama bin Laden because I said that I think there's a great chance that he just died in 2001, and they told me that it was more outlandish that he died potentially in 2001 than Epstein still being alive, and I'm just like, how? He had kidney failure. He had kidney failure. He was drawn out. He was already old. He wasn't healthy. And then they're like, but look at this evidence the BBC posted of a video of him watching coverage about himself. I'm like, yeah, it's just the back of somebody's head. How's that proof that it's Osama bin Laden? It's just the back of somebody's head. Oh, but his wife said it was him. Oh yeah, because sending SEAL team into a compound to assassinate a motherfucker, and what they're like the woman's just going to be like, I'm steadfast. That's not Osama bin Laden, bro. Can make anybody say what they want. It's not real evidence that they killed Osama. So there's almost no way to really know what the truth is about who they've killed or not.
Well, it's the same could be said for this situation too, because the
Exactly.
justification for the conflict is that Iran was going to get a nuke if they didn't already have one, and that they were going to use it. Like that's
I'll
that's
just
the
be
justification. But where's the evidence? Like, and how would they be able to prove that?
Yeah, they can't. They can't. That's why it was so important for people to see a body for Osama bin Laden, not some fucking video of the back of his head.
It's just interesting to see all of these Republicans that are like, oh yeah, hell yeah, fuck yeah, go bomb the ever living fuck out of that country, fuck all of them, and and they're like, maybe they should have come to the table and talked about disarming themselves, and it's like, I've never understood that. Like,
Yeah, could you imagine if someone told Americans to disarm themselves?
yeah, telling an entire country like, hey, you're not allowed to have these weapons, and if you try to get these weapons, we'll hurt you. Like, just imagine that from the other perspective. If China came to us and was like, hey, United States, get rid of all of your nukes, or we're gonna fuck you up. Like, what would we do in response?
We would do to the colonies.
Huh?
The colonies. That's what the Brits were trying to do to the colonies. We fought a whole war over this shit.
Yeah.
That's what bothers me too about like how negotiation with other countries goes. Like, are people really incapable of just putting themselves in other people's positions? It's easy thought exercise. What would you do if another country told you to disarm?
Yeah, you have to look at it from the other side, especially when you're communicating with a place like the United States. The United States comes to you, who is already more powerful than you, and they're like, "Hey, disarm yourself, make yourself even weaker, less capable, and everything will be all right." Like, how are they supposed to feel? They're like, "We're already at a disadvantage, and they're telling us to be at an even more disadvantage."
They're telling people to accept being not conquered, but being like a vassal state.
Well,
sort
because
of.
that affects a vast amount of things, especially when it comes to trading. How are they supposed to have any leverage for trade deals if it's like, oh, you're just a bitch ass country with no military that got everything robbed from you? Give us everything we want.
They're telling a country by the own admission of people within our country, a radical, low IQ country, to basically accept being ruled. And it's like rule number one when you're talking about fucking primal instincts is I don't want to be ruled by someone who has ill intent for me. So I always feel like with the nation building, with the destroying of a leader and then leaving a vacuum, if you're gonna fucking do this type of shit, you have to do it the right way. The only way to really make people bend to your will is to have absolute colonization, not just fucking we're gonna set you up for success and then fucking leave. They're just gonna go back to what they were doing. I think I don't know. You got to import American culture too. They don't do that shit either. The American culture they import is that gay shit.
Well,
Like
even
you never
beside that,
see
Joey, like you were just talking, and they're talking about in the chat, that this creates a power vacuum. Everyone's celebrating that this guy's dead. Woo-hoo, piece of shit dead. I'm all for it. I'm all for pieces of shit not being alive anymore. The world is technically a better place without him. But who comes after that? And the people of Iran, they're they might be happy with us for now, but who knows
no way
what
to
it's
know
going to
that
look
either.
like in 5 to 10 years, and who knows if what we're seeing in the media is just propaganda for us to be like, look, they wanted us to bomb them.
That's so silly because you have literally half the country in this country that fucking constantly protest Donald Trump. And again, it's the same exact thing. Oh, well, look, there's this random video I found of like fucking 1,000 people protesting Trump. Wow, Americans really must not like Donald Trump.
I think we brought this up during the Venezuelan conversation. We said something to the effect, because I think we had this conversation. We said something to the effect that if another country, Russia, China, whoever, came over and kidnapped our president, we would have a quarter to half the country celebrating it. And then the media in other countries would use that population to be like, look, the Americans wanted us to do it. And that's exactly what we're doing now when people are like, no, the Iranians wanted us to do that. I 100% believe you. I 100% believe you. I guarantee you there are Iranians that wanted the Ayatollah dead. I guarantee you that. I'd bet $1 million on that. What I wouldn't bet $1 million on is that it was a majority of the country that was like, fuck yeah, foreign interfluence, foreign planes flying over and bombing our country. Fuck yeah, let's do it. I highly doubt that was a majority.
Interfluence?
Interfluence. Look, I never said
Shakespeare over here.
My brain is sometimes moving faster than my mouth, and it just can't keep up. I apologize. It's going at like 1,000,000 miles an hour up here. Okay, I don't know what to tell you. Interfluences. But you know what I'm saying. So it's just interesting that is even one of the arguments. I'm not going to comment on it too much because she's not here to defend herself. But that is something to the effect that Nora even said. If the people of that country want us to do it, then it's okay. But
yeah, there's no way that it's literally impossible to measure that. It's impossible to measure.
You can measure it, but where do you draw the line? Do you draw the line at 51%? Do you draw the line at 60% of the country wants it? Like, where do you draw the line where it's like, all right, another country's allowed to come in and kill your leader?
Yeah, and it goes back to things that Sean has said before. Like, you can't lead a people to like revolution. Like if the people have to have the spirit for this shit. If they don't have the spirit to fight for their own, but they are, look, they're protesting. It's like, no. You want to fucking protest, bro. I'm sorry. If you're in a country like Iran and you think that there's like some sort of magnanimously fucking, not even magnanimous, it's a wrong word, but like some sort of, figurehead like they had that you want to get rid of, the Ayatollah, then you know what? You got it. Well, what is this protesting in front of like you guys have to like sacrifice your lives. You have to like
they did. 30,000 Iranians were killed.
Well, so they
last
say.
month.
So they say.
And that is one of the justifications that Donald Trump is repeating, that they recently killed all their own civilians, and the arms talks were falling through. So they're like, they weren't talking with us about their nukes, and they killed other civilians. We had to do it.
I wish he had that same sort of passion when it came to the left in this country.
I love the comment that I saw on when all this was first going down. One of the first comments I saw on Nick Sorter's post, because Nick Sorter he's all for it, but he even agreed, because one of the comments was like, I hope Trump realizes he now has absolutely no leverage to negotiate in the Ukraine conflict. What's he going to do when he goes and talks to Putin about interfering and shit?
Listen, Putin, you can't do that.
Putin,
it's like, well, you did it, Donald.
Meanwhile, we're kidnapping Venezuelan presidents and killing Iranian ones.
Yeah, he's just throwing he's showing the world that America has the biggest dick and you guys can't do nothing about it.
Which, look, don't get me wrong, I'm all for, reiterating, hey world, we got the biggest dick out here. Like, I'm all for that, but at the same time, I'm like, if the shoe was on the other foot, if we were the ones getting dicked like this, I definitely wouldn't be happy about it.
What he's doing is they've convinced him on world police. They found a way to convince him on being the world police, and he's just like, I'm gonna do it better. I'm gonna be super efficient.
We went from no new wars to kidnapping Nicolas Maduro and killing the Ayatollah in less than in a year.
It's easy how they did it. I tell you how they did it. You ready? They played to his ego. They said, "You won't just be loved by America."
But that's the thing, though, Joe. And you and I have talked about that. We've noticed that in the last year that he's starting to make bad decisions, and you and I absolutely are in agreement there. They're finally realizing going against him doesn't work. You have to play to his ego. And I absolutely agree with you there. But what I'm asking is people like Nick Sorter, who's and others all over Twitter that are just like, oh yeah, let's dick ride Donald Trump all the way to the next war.
They're the same thing as what the left. They're just the state-run media.
Oh,
Whoever's in
hey,
power there, it's a state-run media.
yes, of course, Melted.
They're just state-run media.
They're just
That's
state-run
all.
media.
Yeah, they're just talking heads.
But
They're
they're
just
supposed to be.
cheerleaders.
They're
It's real.
supposed to
It's
not
no, but
be.
they're not though. Well, don't think of them like that. Just think of them as when the right's in power, they're state-run media. When the right's not in power, they're anti-establishment. That's they just put a new hat on. That's how they operate. It's very obvious.
It's just funny because for all the shit that Republicans talk about Democrats at least don't lie about what they're doing. They'll tell you straight to your face and do it anyway.
Oh, this is the choices that we were given: shit and shit with sprinkles.
It's basically go with the people that are telling you they're doing bad and they're going to do the bad, or go with the people that say they're going to do the good but do the bad.
I mean, one thing Phil Labonte has always said is like modern Republicans, and it's funny because he's kind of like a cheerleader too now, but modern Republicans are just Democrats going to speed limit, and it's like it's kind of true. It's they use similar tactics, but they stand on their. You know what it is like the left does this moral righteousness, this moral absolution, and obviously they're wrong about it because everything they believe is anti-human. And so the right actually, for the most part, the things that the right believes to be like moral or is for the most part actually true. So they're going with the angle of we can do this because we are actually being truthful about the ways of the world, whereas the left's intentionally lying to their base about the ways of the world. So we have the right of way to use these sorts of tactics because we're actually the ones that are in the right. Like,
Have you seen?
You know what I mean? Like,
have you seen Donald Trump's
I
video?
know the left's. I don't. No, I don't really.
He did a
need to
response
watch any of
video
this stuff
yesterday,
anymore.
I guess.
Who did? Donald Trump?
Donald, yeah, he spoke for 8 minutes yesterday about the Iran conflict.
Listen, we bombed them the best. Nobody could bomb them
Right
better
here,
than
we
me.
are joined by an additional guest. Perfect timing because we can react to this video and all complain together. Or Melted might not complain. Melted might be all for this. I don't know. Let's find out. Do. Melted, my good sir, you must first unmute yourself.
Bro, fuck this video, bro.
Wait,
I'll speak for him.
Why can't I hear him? Hang on. Melted? I can't hear Melted.
Massad's been. I can't.
He said, "What the fuck?" Yeah, we can't hear you, bro.
Yeah, leave and come back in.
Meow Sod got him.
Well, he does have a cat. That's true.
Iran was an imminent threat. Why is this a discussion? They were such an imminent threat that we were able to wipe out almost half their military in less than 48 hours.
First of all, using that word "eminent" is like such like propaganda. What was eminent about it?
There's always an imminent threat.
Who said that it was an eminent threat?
Well, no, that's what all the talking heads are saying. They're saying that it was an imminent threat, and that's why we had to do it.
Yes. Yes, we hear you.
But when isn't it
I
an
hear
imminent
you at
threat?
least.
I should be able to hear him. I just have to add the link back in. My setup is different than yours. There we go. I should be able to hear him now. There we go.
Party people, it's been a while.
Now he's doubled.
Now he's doubled?
Say something again.
Fucking great.
Why would he be doubled?
Well, whatever. I could deal with it. If he's just doubled for me, I could deal with it.
The audio sounds like shit through. It sounds fine on stream, but through.
It does sound. It was doing this to TJ too. I don't know what it is. I don't know what I'm.
TJ deserves it.
TJ deserves it. I don't know what settings I have set up that are doing that.
Just 30 seconds. Just 30 seconds, and we'll get fixed.
How is the #1 sponsor of terrorism who chants death to America not a threat? Well, we're not saying that they're not a threat. I'm saying how is it that they're more of a threat, Friday than they were like 2 years ago?
This shit is like super troubling to me. Like the death to America propaganda is like obvious propaganda that they've been doing since they started the war on terror, and it's like who cares if they say death to America? You got fucking people. We got leftists in this country that basically say death to America. They don't do strong arm tactics like this. Like, what's a more immediate threat? The occupying force of our country, or the fucking the Middle Eastern country that we just basically incapacitated in less than fucking 24 hours. Like, how are they an imminent threat?
Well, Red Sixer says because they've been upping their game, but I again, like
Apparently not.
well, like we were talking about prior to
this-
this, Joey, if someone came to the United States and was like, disarm yourself, would we A, disarm ourselves, or B, arm ourselves as much as we can before they attack?
I think what's changed here is that Trump thought he was going to be able to negotiate deals with everybody and get the shit done. He's now learned, fuck, I can't negotiate with some of these people. Get them out. We're gonna take over their government. We're gonna take over Iran, and we're gonna take over. We're gonna have a friendly takeover of Cuba, which he announced, and we just took over Venezuela. We're going from closest to farthest. Eventually, we're gonna be.
Oops. Keep messing my shit up.
I just wish
you
they
hear
would
that?
be honest about it.
I think I fixed your audio, Melted.
You did fix the audio itself.
I don't know why Joey is sounding so weird, but it's just on my end. It sounds fine on Rumble.
It's like the audio settings. What I did for you, because it was doing for TJ as well. I turned off echo cancellation and turned off noise suppression.
I wonder, could you turn it off for Joey too? For me?
Oh, maybe. Let me. Yeah, let me do that. Okay,
I'm kinda
sorry,
hearing,
guys.
like, a little-
Sorry to take away from the programming.
Just 30 seconds, guys. 30 seconds.
Just need about 30 seconds to improve the viewing experience. There we go.
Am I electronically bouncing off the walls?
Now Joey's just in my left
Yeah, now
ear.
Joey's in one ear. What the fuck?
Oh my lord, Tyler, what the fuck is wrong with your settings?
Why do you guys use this? Just use Discord.
Well, no, because Discord does. No, the cameras are a lot harder to use through Discord.
I feel like I could probably figure it out in a day.
I mean, you probably could. It's just not as efficient. But I don't have these issues when I use video, so I don't know what.
I'm gonna have
Tyler
to talk
does.
to Joey and
Very
see how
Tyler
he
does.
has
I don't know
his
what
Yeah,
he does,
Tyler
but-
went
shit
through his
set up.
settings and just fucking.
I'm gonna say I don't know. Yeah, I don't
Tyler
know what.
and Chris. Every time I go on one of their shows, something's fucked up. But for me, there's usually never an issue.
Joey, after the. Oh wait, okay, I forgot. You guys can't fucking hear me because I refreshed. Joey, because the whole stream can hear you guys talking. Joey, after the stream today, please just like help me copy paste your fucking setup for the video ninja.
It's not. It's
It's
literally
by
the
default.
I know
when
mine
we
is. I thought
started-
mine was default though. Clearly, we have a different
No, when
setup
we-
though.
When we started doing the video stuff, like when I figured out what I was doing, it's literally the same thing that I've been doing.
I know I'm doing the same thing that I've always been doing too, though. But you have it set up different because you have like set links. I don't have set links. I don't even know how you do that.
Oh well, you just. Oh, you don't have set links.
No, I send you guys new links every time,
Oh.
and then it just fills in
I-
whatever slot there. Like I don't have slots. Like whatever order you join is the camera order.
He doesn't have slots. He has sluts.
Yeah, all of them.
All
So.
right.
Yeah. So.
But anyway,
Wait,
that's besides from the conversation. Red Sixer in the chat, he said, we can and did wipe out Afghan in 10 hours. Look what they did on 9/11. Do you forget history? Your logic is wait for them to successfully commit terrorism first, then handle them. No, my position has always been that we should have an incredibly strong defense, and the moment they try something, then you wipe them the fuck out.
The problem is having a defense is like trying to defend hacking. Is like they're gonna find a way around. It's easier to find a way around than it is to build up the wall. They'll slip through. You'll figure it out. You'll patch it. They'll find another hole to get through. That's the issue. A defense is never strong enough. A better offense is better than defense, which I agree with Red Sixer here. Is that we need? I think this is if this works out right, it will be good. But this is like a coin flip if this is gonna work out well, because we know all of these people
what
that have
does
been in
working
office
well look
forever.
like? Like what? Like
We
what?
take over Iran, and Iran becomes a fucking part of the United States in a way. Like they become like
A
a Puerto
vassal?
Rico.
But that's what I say all the time. Is like if you're gonna do this type of shit, you need to you need to 100% colonize. You can't do this half-ass bullshit. Every time it's always this half-ass bullshit.
You should.
You need to put your thumb on them into submission, completely eradicate their culture. But they don't do that. And instead, we take in more migrants.
So lately, since I've been working night shifts, I've been running a forklift, so I have a lot of time to listen to shit I haven't listened to. Like I didn't listen to Joe Rogan for a while. I've been listening to Tim Pool a lot more lately. Well, now he's not even on the show because of that guest he had 2 days ago. Fucking everyone got so pissed at him. He's like, I'm taking a break.
I don't even know what you're talking about. You'll have to fill me in on that later.
He had a discussion with a dude from I forget what the group is called. He's one of these ultra Christian guys, and he had a debate with him. And
Andrew Wilson.
It was Andrew, one of Andrew Wilson's co-host.
Oh, okay. I know who you're talking about then.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Is that the show? Is that the show Slick called in on?
I don't listen to that. I'm not a part of. I don't have Rumble Premium anymore.
So they're doing the new thing for the after show where you basically make a statement or whatever instead
It
of
doesn't have to be a question anymore.
Right.
Whatever.
So, yeah, Slick basically said that he doesn't, something about Tim's version of God, and then Tim told him to go fuck himself.
Yeah, but here, so I've been listening to this dude. He was on Joe Rogan 4 months ago, and I just I've been seeing the clips on TikTok of this ex-CIA agent. He's the whistleblower that whistle blew that the CIA were torturing people, and he got sent to jail for 2.5 years for it. It was a 40 to life sentence that got knocked down to 2.5 years, and he hasn't been. He's trying to get pardoned so he can get his pension back from the CIA, because he was in the CIA for 20 or 30 years.
Yeah,
and he's talking about how he was a part of the CIA. He was the Middle Eastern, his name was John. His name is John. He has a Greek last name. It sounds Asian, but it's Greek. I'll find him real quick. Kiriakou. If you can find, look up his podcast. He has a podcast. Look up his shows. And dude, this dude's for real. People say he's a plant for the CIA, but he went to jail for 2.5 years, bro. This guy's not a plant. He's a whistleblower, and he was the Middle Eastern intelligence before 9/11 and into 9/11. After 9/11, he talks about how the militarization of the CIA happened the day after 9/11. And he talks about how when they went into Kuwait and they freed Kuwait, how there was this propaganda unit that had American flags flown in before food, water, and everything. So when they had the American tanks rolling down the streets of Kuwait, they had all these Kuwaitis waving little American flags. They're starving to death, have no water, but they're waving these little American flags because they're so happy the United States government came in and took over. Who knows? If we go in and do take over, these propagandists and all these people that work in the United States that have these jobs that they'll never get fired from. They'll have to fucking die in these positions before they're gone. These people are gonna, I think, destroy it. If this goes well and we get into Iran, we take over Iran. It's a peaceful take. Well, we get rid of all the people that should be gone that are committing atrocities.
That doesn't look like where it's going though. What this looks like is we're just bombing the current, party in power.
I would rather bomb than send troops in, dude. I would rather bomb.
No, don't get me wrong. Obviously, that the preference of those two would be let's bomb them over sending troops in. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it doesn't look like a U.S. takeover. It looks like a U.S. overthrow, and we're just gonna let someone take the place.
I think it's gonna be.
Yeah,
I think it's. I hope not, but I think it's gonna be more like Blitzkrieg. It's gonna be like American Blitzkrieg, bro. We bomb the fuck out of it, and then we send in all of our fucking Democrat and Republican fucking.
I think it's more.
It's the same thing
Joey's more on the ball with that one. I think it's more likely we see military armament support from the United States, and then Israel sends troops. We might be support, Israel, but I don't think
How the fuck does Israel have fucking nuclear weapons, dude? How are they threatening them? They're gonna turn.
They have
Iran
nuclear
into
weapons because we let them steal them from us.
What are we doing?
We gave them to them.
Well,
we gave them.
We made it look like they stole it from us. Sorry.
But we still work with these people who stole from us.
We still work with them, and that's also what this John Kiriakou talks about. He talks about Israel and how Israel has made it to where if we don't help them, it looks like we're against them, and if we're 100%, we have to be 100% with them or we're against them. And he talks about how they push us in this corner, and we need to back away from Israel and stop supporting Israel and just do this shit for ourselves.
Yeah, but if we do that, then Israel gets taken over. That's basically the argument, and it's just I don't understand
Israel
the loyalty I'm supposed to have towards it, but Okay, but here's another angle from this all this interference and shit.
A Red Sixer fan, Israel would not be a good choice, bro. We are not gonna give them from the fucking. They're not gonna get Super Israel, which they've been putting into these packs. They've been talking about how they need Super Israel, where they need to take over all of the Middle East. All of the Middle East needs to be Israel.
They say river to the sea
That's
too,
not
but
gonna
they mean it
happen.
the opposite direction.
Yeah, like,
Greater
this
Israel.
is. Yeah, this is we do not want them because that will be our next enemy, bro. Israel would be our next enemy, and they guess what? Guess what New York's full of? Guess what all our major cities are full of? These tunnels that these small hat people that run around in.
Interesting
If you're worried
angle
if
there.
you're worried about mass terrorism on a scale, yeah, everyone talks about all the Muslims we have here. I'm telling you, the
Red
Israelis
Sixer,
are
I'm not sure it
way
really matters
deeper.
where they got the nuclear technology. They still lie about even having it.
So we would basically with Israel, like if they obtain Greater Israel, then we've basically helped make a new superpower, which is sort of what the global warming policies are all for, is to prevent superpowers. But we're here helping a superpower be formed. And if that superpower, who we've been helping so much, decides to turn on us because it makes sense for them to eventually turn on us because of their, religion and what we are mostly in this country as a Christian nation. So if that happens, then it's going to be much worse than what we currently deal with basically pockets of, glorified barbarian groups. You know what I mean? And they're going to be a more sophisticated enemy as well.
What are we gonna wipe out? Are we gonna wipe out like mass populations of people? So Israel can
Yeah, that'll
go in,
be
we're just
that'll
gonna
be a good
kill.
look.
We're
That'll
gonna
be a good
kill
look if we just genocide 1.5 billion people.
1.5 billion Muslims, bro. You know what that like? Do you know what that would do? Do you know how many Muslims in the U.S., bro, that would rise up? Like, like it's the same.
Red,
like
Red Sixer, I'm not really sure how that's supposed to come off. That doesn't sound like a good thing. They could wipe out 3 neighboring
No.
countries in 3 hours and don't. Oh, how kind of them that they don't. They instead just
Yeah.
starve and bomb people.
Well, maybe
with
they
smaller
should.
bombs.
Maybe they
We
should
could-
do that then. Maybe they should wipe them out if they're capable of doing it without us. Why don't they do it?
Yeah, that's because they want us to back it, so that if once
No, they
China,
want
'cause
us to be the bad guys. That's why.
well, yeah, they want us to back it because then we will get all the because China's gonna do something about it, bro.
China
China
the heat
doesn't.
to use wrestling terms.
If you think China doesn't like Uyghur Muslims, bro, what do you think about Jewish people, bro? Because the Chinese, as much as they don't seem like it, they are very Christian people, bro. That is one of the things they thrive off with their communist society is Christianity. People don't realize that. That's why they're killing Uyghur Muslims because they don't want their Christian society, their Chinese Christian society, to be taken over by Uyghur Muslims. They're gonna do the same thing about Jewish people, dude. The Jewish people they can deal with Iran. They can pay Iran. They can't pay Israel. Israel's backed by the U.S.
Red Sixer, that's also not true. The people of Gaza say Hamas starves them, not Israel. Drop the left-wing rhetoric. That's also not true.
Drop what left wing ring what I don't like it. We don't like Iran. We
Well, I
don't
got a
like
burger I
Israel.
gotta get.
We are conservative. Most of us here are conservatives. Like want people that want to be
Not
left alone.
conservative, but I get the
Well,
point.
it's we for what politics are today. We are seen as far right conservatives.
If you want to drop
You're gonna
videos
drop-
and interviews, go ahead. But I have videos and interviews that say the contrary. That it's anyone in today's day and age can find evidence to the contrary of something. All
So-
you have to do is look at the news outlets from both sides. You can look at what Israel's been doing the past few decades. It's not hard to put the pieces together.
What do you want to do? Do you want do you want them to carpet bomb Gaza and be like they're starving anyway? Get them out of there because guess what? The Israelis are going to go in and be like, all right, we're sending you because they've already said that's what they're going to do. They already said they're going to go in. They're going to go into Palestine and then they're going to send all the Muslims and they're going to send them to Libya. They've already said this. This is something that happened like 6 months ago. Israel was talking about taking over parts of Libya and sending Muslims there.
Said,
You're
okay,
clear-
show me
what
these
am I-
contrary
what am
videos
I
from Gaza
bluff?
citizens. You're clearly bluffing.
Clearly buffing, bro. Dude, he has these interviews, bro. He interviewed fucking BB himself, bro, with a lie detector test, dude. That's what he's saying. Fucking this dude. I watch YouTube. I'm a 58-year-old boomer on Rumble, and I watched a AI YouTube video of an interview with BB. Show it.
Yeah, the
Sorry.
thing is,
Sorry,
Red Sixer
Red
is I
Sixer,
don't like either side in the conflict. I don't believe either side. I don't believe Israel and I don't believe Gaza. What I know is that Israel does commit atrocities just like Palestinians commit terrorist acts. That's where I am at the end of the day. It's pieces of shit killing pieces of shit, and I don't want any involvement in it. You won't show it from actual Gaza citizens. Actual Gaza citizens will talk. That's the thing, though, Red Sixer, is that we have actual Gaza citizens that will say both things. You have Gazan citizens that say that it's Hamas. Then you have Gazan citizens that say it's Israel. So who are we to believe when it's both sides? It's like what we were talking about with the Iran thing. We might have people on Iran saying, fuck yeah, bomb the Ayatollah. And then there's going to be other people saying,
show it.
Don't bomb the Ayatollah. Show it what?
Right now. Show
Gaza
it right
protest
now.
Hamas out of town with Hamas.
Dude, shut up. What do you, Red Sixer?
What about all the stories that I've read of
Israel,
the IDF taking pot shots at people just walking into the aid trucks? Like there's so many stories, dude. Like, and I'm sure what you're talking about, Red Sixer, is true. I'm sure that there's plenty of people in Gaza that have protested Hamas. I'm not sure they stuck around for very long, but
Red Sixer, I just want to know, what do you think about Israel blowing up the last Christian church in Palestine? Do you have any thoughts on that, or is that something you like to cover your eyes for? Because Baby BB did that for you. Is
Red
there any
Sixer,
thoughts on that?
I don't have the videos right in front of me. I was planning on talking about Iran today.
Why don't you have them saved in your bookmark like this dude has every fucking BB interview? Like, he's got them all in his bookmark so you can watch them before he goes to bed. Like, holy fuck.
He's clearly emotional about it. It's fine. A lot of people get very emotional about the topic.
Red Six, are you a Christian? Are you Jewish? Are you Muslim? Do you have a religious stake in this?
The argument you can't defend is Gazan citizens blame Israel and they don't. Are you fucking retarded?
We can't defend it. We can't defend it. We
Red
have
Sixer,
to.
Are you not listening to what I'm saying? Like, dude, I'm not trying to be a dick. I like you, dude. But are you actually retarded? Of course there are some people
gaslighting
that blame Hamas, and then of course there's some people that blame Israel. To say that there's none is utterly ludicrous.
How old are you, Red Sixer? Are you above the age of 50?
No, I'm not name. Oh, okay. Well, I did call you retarded.
I'm probably name calling. Melt
is name calling, but I don't always condone what my guests say.
Then tried to gaslight. I'm a poor 70-year-old man on Rumble that can barely type fast
deflected.
enough.
No, I'm not deflecting. I'm
just
explaining
posting
how
links. You're just spam posting links, dude. You're not doing anything.
He didn't spam. I don't think he spam posted links.
He posted
he's just not
relinks.
listening to what we're saying. I've already said that he's likely right, but just because he's right doesn't mean I'm wrong.
I don't. It doesn't matter what either side says in Gaza. We have no idea what's going on there. I'm not going to believe videos that I see online. I'm not going to believe videos that I see online from Gaza. I'm sorry. This is just something that has two people where there's barely any fucking access to actually getting real interviews.
Because you're both worked up for facts. No, Red Sixer, the problem is that I only look at facts, and the issue with the Israel-Palestine conflict is that we can't get legitimate facts.
Do you think that there's something to be said, if I could play devil's advocate for a few seconds?
You're not going to believe actual Gazan citizens or videos. Got it. Neither are you, apparently, Red Sixer. You can get video from Gazan citizens saying both things. The things that you're saying and the things I'm saying. Like, it's irrelevant, dude. Anyway, I'd rather talk about the Iranian thing, because that's actually still going on.
So I clicked on your link, Red Sixer here. It's a 1-minute video of people in a street chanting stuff in a language that you or I probably do not understand. You're just agreeing with whatever the title says you're agreeing with. This could be something going on in Serbia. This could be going on anywhere else in the Middle East, and you would have no idea.
So do you think there's something to be said about potentially taking out a threat before it becomes a threat, sort of like a chess move? Is there anything to be said about that when it comes to some of these sorts of countries?
A preemptive strike.
So okay, so what is the best way to let's call it the Islamic question, the IQ? This is a real IQ test. What's the best way to actually solve this problem? Because if you do genocide, I can tell you right now, if you do genocide, it's not going to work out for you. It's not a good idea to ever do genocide. You're going to just immobilize people against you. You're not going to get normies in this country to go along with genocide. You're just not going to. That's not going to happen. We've been conditioned too much by the Holocaust, by the way. We've been conditioned by the Holocaust that genocide is the utmost evil. So how do you solve this problem? How do you solve this problem? There's 1.5 billion of them. There may be more. They're very radical. They're mostly from low IQ countries. So how do you solve this? And first of all, why do we have to keep taking in the migrants? But how does this actually get solved? Do we let Israel have all the land and become greater Israel? And is there legitimately no? Do people think that there's no threat?
Just to address the things in the chat, Red Sixer, I have talked about Israel and Palestine, Gaza, all that stuff, and I've showed all the evidence to what I'm talking about in previous videos. You wish to hear my opinions and thoughts on that? Maybe you should go look at those videos. Today's stream is about Iran. Gaza and Israel were mentioned as a similar topic, but we're talking about Iran today. And to Sly Vaz in the chat, I don't know how someone would give evidence that they have 100 friends that voted for Trump, but okay, good analogy, I guess. Anyway, again, if you want to go see my thoughts on that, go look at the videos about that. I have plenty of articles and videos showing all the things that Hamas has done that's fucking terrible, and all the things that Israel's done that's fucking terrible. So go look at that.
It's funny Sly would say that because I think Trump's the best president we've ever had. Do I agree with him on everything? I still think he's probably one of the best presidents we've ever had.
He's still the best president I've had in my lifetime, despite all the shit I give him.
But if you're going to be one of those dudes that's like, I voted for President Trump and I agree with everything he does, no matter what, I think you need to look within and look within. You're allowed to criticize people.
One of the worst things that could happen, whether it's presidential or just you doing things with your homies, it's never good to have yes men. You have to call out the mother. You got to call out the top dog when something's going wrong. You just have to. That's and listen. Some criticism is done in bad faith, but sometimes it's not, and it's okay to voice your displeasure with certain things. I've done it many times, but you always have to preface it because once you criticize Donald Trump, you're a leftist. He is the best president I've ever had, and I don't see anybody in the future of the fucking GOP party that could remotely emulate him in one fraction.
Here's a good way to put it. Here's a good way to put it, Joey. Here's a good way to put it, Joey. I criticize Donald Trump so heavily because I know that he's the only president in my lifetime that might actually fucking do something if we give him enough shit about it.
Yeah.
Look at all the shit he's done in the past couple months. I might disagree with it, but no other president would have fucking done it. No other president would have gone and kidnapped Nicolas Maduro.
He needs to stop lying that he's talking about how the economy is doing so well. No, the stock market's doing well. The economy is not
doing well. And
I will say my milk is down 30 cents.
I talked about this in another episode. I think it was a couple streams ago. I talked about that because Pew Research did a study, and they found that a majority of Americans perceive the economy as bad right now. So it doesn't matter if the economy is actually good or actually bad. If the perception is that it's bad, that's all that matters.
Perception is reality.
Really, it really is, especially when it comes to politics. Perception is reality. If the public perceives something as reality, then that'll sway their vote. So if people think the economy is bad, it doesn't matter if it's actually good because they're going to see who's in power and they're going to vote them out.
And the only things that are doing good right now is the stock market and retirement funds.
Oh, and Joey's milk.
Well, that's not fair because that's Mandami, putting communism in.
I saw a crazy story earlier this week. We have 40% more people trying to sell homes than we have people trying to buy homes right now. Yet homes are still unaffordable.
It's the bubble. It's a bubble, dude. As people, this is one thing I do agree with Tim Pool on is that as the bubble of your average homeowner right now is 35 years of age. Next year, your average homeowner will be 50 years old. And as the average continues to go up and the death ceiling starts to hit for boomers, all of a sudden you're going to be seeing a lot of people that, can't afford the taxes on their houses when their parents die that they get given to. They're going to try and sell these houses and they're going to put them up for market, and then they're going to sit there for months because no one can afford to buy these houses. And then they're going to just drop. They're just going to drop like crazy because these people cannot afford the tax on them.
I hope that's true. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time that's happened.
Hopefully something can aggressively be done about that. I would like to have a lot of aggression domestically. Like, if Donald Trump wants to be aggressive internationally, I'd like him to be equally as aggressive domestically. I feel like everything I hear in the news is always international. And
instead of invading Iran, can they invade California, please?
Yeah, like he brags about like sending the National Guard into D.C. and I'm sitting here like, hello?
Well, like I'm not even joking. Please? Like please, like invade California. The amount of corruption here, the amount of money that has been stolen from the people here, and then you couple that with the amount of people that shouldn't even be here that are here illegally. We are under a domestic and foreign invasion here. Like we need the United States government to step in, please.
I've been very ravenously aggressive towards the fact that I think he should just go full on and whatever they call him. He should just like. Why is it so difficult to arrest politicians who are literally breaking the law? They're literally harboring illegal immigrants and protecting them. They're telling their voting base to protect people who should not be in our country. How can you? What is the difficulty in just running up and down and arresting these people?
Joey, I don't understand. The parole board in California just released a 64-year-old man on parole who was arrested in, I believe, 89, or might have been 98. They released him on parole. He was serving 24 years plus 3 life sentences for kidnapping and molesting 16 children. They just released him on parole.
That's because they're trying to put, as they push this illegal stuff, they're also trying to push even more quiet, or as quiet as possible, that they're trying to get minor attracted people, to be a norm in the country.
They want it to be a sexuality that can't be discriminated against.
Mm-hmm. They're trying to push maps.
Yep, all that stuff.
But we all just sit here and let it happen, so.
But that's what I've been asking myself on these streams is like, at what point do we start going after the people that allow these people to be released? Like someone's serving 3 life sentences and they serve like 30 years of their 3 life sentences and they're like, oh yeah, parole, that's fine. Fuck no.
The problem is I feel like on the right, we know as soon as we try to do anything, even like we will do non-violent action and we try to fix this without any violence or anything, we know violence is going to be brought against us by the left. We know that's instantly what's going to happen. And it's going to turn into a civil war.
So we should just, I like the idea is we should just basically do nothing. But like he can aggressively kidnap the leader of a fucking sovereign country. He can aggressively wipe out the means of attack from another sovereign country. But
dude, I have a story.
He can't arrest Democrats who are harboring illegal immigrants and actively giving them taxpayer money and defending them. How is that not an arrestable defense? I don't understand.
Madami is literally talking about raising the fucking property tax 10%. And raiding the fucking raiding coffers, because of how much are they spending on illegal immigrants in New York? And they're gonna raid they're gonna raid the retirement coffers, and they're gonna fucking raise property taxes 10%. Like,
then I'm at the point where if people are letting this shit happen, I feel like they just deserve it then.
Well, and I brought this up on.
They're gonna keep letting the government fuck them.
I brought this up on my show. It's not like Donald Trump needs justification to go and arrest these people. The justification is aiding and abetting a felon. A federal crime is being committed, breaking into the country illegally. All right, so they're a felon. They broke a federal law. So when you aid and abet a felon who is evading federal prosecution, you're also liable for a crime. I'm not understanding.
Yes.
When cops arrest an illegal, and ICE is like, oh, we have a retainer on him, he's an illegal, keep him and he gets released before ICE gets there, those officers need to be fucking arrested because they just aided and abetted a felon and they just helped them escape prosecution.
Exactly. But you know, when you're an elected politician or a police officer, you need to commit an arbitrary number of crimes before we can even consider doing anything about it.
It's just ridiculous that no one is using that as the argument. Like, no, you help someone evade prosecution, evade arrest, who is committing a felony. Like, that's a crime. You're not allowed to help people escape the police. That's not.
If Melted Mind ran into my apartment with blood all over his hands and said, "Joey, I made a mistake," and I didn't call the police and turn
You're
him
like,
in,
you could hide out here for a few days.
I would be aiding and abetting a criminal.
Yeah.
I would be aiding and abetting a criminal, and they would arrest me for that. But for our elected politicians, it's okay for them to do that.
No, Joey, I just didn't realize she was on her period, bro. Don't overreact.
No, I mean, another analogy here, Joey, would be like, if someone broke into someone's house, took a couple items, and then as they're running out the door, they tell you, yeah, I took that shit, and then took off down the street. Then the cops came, and they're like, which way'd he go? You're like, I don't know. I don't know.
Beats me, bro.
Beats me, bro.
So that's what I wish. I would almost accept, and you know, I've been in this position before where I was like, you know, if the globalists were just like, they just wanted to skim off the top and like live in their palatial estates and have sex parties with prostitutes, I could ignore that. But they want to form and shape everything in society to whatever the fuck they want, and they want to literally make upward mobility impossible. They want to gaslight people into thinking that, you know, Larry Joe down the street making $200,000, if you tax him more, that's somehow going to help something. And then they're also aiding and abetting criminals. They're trying to destroy the country. Not just trying to destroy the country, they're trying to destroy the world. So this is not like just some rich people that are skimming off the top. That would be almost an agreeable sort of like predicament to be in. You know, these people... Like, they literally put people in solitary confinement during January 6th without even charging them with anything. Like, how can we not arrest some of these people? Oh, the optics. They care so much about the fucking optics.
They neglected the care for a man who had a literal hole in his face for months because he was at J6.
There were 200 FBI agents in plain clothes at January 6th. They were in mask. They were wearing masks. They were trying to get people to go in. Mm-hmm. This was obviously a setup.
None of these people have been arrested. Like, where, like, I am all for reasserting to the world that the United States is number one, that we're not to be fucked with. But I don't want to do that while we have all these issues at home that could be, in my opinion, from where I'm sitting, should be easily dealt with. It should be as easy as going and slapping the cuffs on these people at this point for a lot of these situations. But it's just not fucking happening. And the longer it goes without happening, the more likely it is that it just won't.
I would accept the aggression internationally. I would hold my nose if he was just as aggressive domestically, and he's not. We went over it, months ago at Mad Stork about the lack of immigration deportations. They make up this self-deportation thing, which can't be proven. It can't be proven. And it's just like you see the pockets of Muslim communities in the Texas that they don't even show on Google Maps. You see what's happening in New York with letting them stay in 5-star hotels. Meanwhile, they fucking increase my rent. The fucking nerve. But I just wish he would be equally as aggressive here, and he's not. It almost seems like they're cowardly when it comes here because they're afraid of the media optics. He knows that if he fucking does some neocon bullshit, they will praise him in the media
because they just report on it and they're like, "Look at this, what's going on."
Presidential. Look at him being presidential.
Yep.
Just think about that though. Being presidential means fucking blowing up shit. That's what being presidential means.
Well, no,
crazy.
Being presidential means making news for them because as long as there's something to report on, they're happy. And wars have a lot to report on.
Well, look at fucking Ray Epps during January 6th, bro. This dude has video of him calling for insurrection and calling for people to go into the Capitol building, and he was not arrested until September of 2023, and he was only given a misdemeanor charge of disorderly conduct and disruptive conduct, and he had probation for 1 year, and that was it.
Yeah, and meanwhile, they put fucking Owen Schroyer in jail for just having a mega horn trying to get people to not go in the Capitol.
To be fair, Owen
They
Schroyer's an
arrested people
asshole,
that-
but he shouldn't have been arrested.
They arrested people that weren't even at January 6th.
Yeah,
They-
like
they
Enrique
arrested-
Tarrio.
Yeah, they arrested people that weren't even in Washington.
They arrested people for organizing on Parlor, yet you see all this organization from the left on Facebook and Craigslist
Discord.
and all this shit. Discord.
Blue Sky.
So there's already precedent. So this is what happens. A lot of the times the right will pass some sort of authoritarian thing. They don't actually use it, and then the left's like, well, they passed it, we'll use it. The right never uses. They never govern. The left has set the precedent of going after people for social media stuff. They fucking completely cratered Parlor over it. And they were doing this, they were organizing on Parlor. Meanwhile, most of the organization happened on Facebook. They don't go after Facebook. Donald Trump could be going after Facebook. He could be going after these fucking governors and mayors. He could be doing so much shit because they actively, routinely break the law in some of the most serious ways possible. Instead, Zuckerberg's cool now. He went to a UFC show with Donald Trump. They're clearly kissing up to his ego, and he's so concerned with the fucking optics that he's just. It doesn't matter. He's worried about his polling numbers, and he knows he's going to get favorable coverage in the media if he does international jewelry. If he does international bullshit, the media is going to talk about him well. But the problem is the fucking he's going to lose a huge chunk of his base, which is going to offset any gains he might get with normies from being manipulated by the media.
So I do want to watch this video because I haven't seen this yet. So let's get our reaction from it. So apparently this is a statement from Donald Trump yesterday. I believe yesterday morning or yesterday evening, one of the two. I think yesterday morning. So this is his response to the strikes. All right, so let's play this video here. Let me full screen it.
The United States military
Oh, why is it so
began
quiet? What the fuck?
Major combat operations in Iran.
Can't even hear that.
I hear it.
You guys can hear it?
I hear it.
Or my audio up? Maybe?
Now I don't.
Wi-Fi.
Oh yeah, I heard it for a second.
Okay, you guys can hear it fine?
The American people by eliminating imminent threats from the Iranian regime, a vicious group of very hard, terrible people.
He's clearly
Its
reading a
menacing
statement.
activities directly endanger the United States, our troops, our bases overseas, and our allies throughout the world. For 47 years, the Iranian regime has chanted death to America and waged an unending campaign of bloodshed and mass murder, targeting the
A lot of people over here have chanted the same thing to them, but I mean, who's counting? I mean,
United States.
Yeah, we
our
got people in
troops,
this country
our
saying
innocent
genocide
people
to all Muslims.
yeah.
in many, many countries. Among the regime's very first acts was to back a violent takeover of the U.S. Embassy in Tehran, holding dozens of
there a
American
cat purring?
hostages for 444 days. In
think it's melted, Mike.
1983, Iran's
Oh.
proxies carried out the Marine
What is it?
barracks
Lower your
bombing
game's a little
in
bit
Beirut
melted.
that killed
Sounds like a cat purring.
My cat's not
it's
around
a-
me.
Oh, I don't know.
It's electrical. It's electrical.
Oh,
It sounds like either the gain's too high or there's some sort of miscommunication with like
Did
the
it-
mic and video.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine.
Yeah.
It's not that distracting.
Okay.
I thought it was so
It
cat.
all- it- It could also be like a headphone wire needs to be jingled with. I thought it was me first, and then I muted video and I didn't hear it, so it's not me.
Okay. Well, it's fine.
I don't even hear it.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's not that big a deal. Anyway, so what he's talking about here is, in his opener, he said for 47 years they've chanted death to America. I mean, they have like that's not to be denied, right? But like we also have to ask ourselves like, why do they hate us so much? Because it's not just religious at this point.
It's such easy propaganda for like to teach them to hate America.
Yeah.
They basically just get clips of, people on the right going basically like, yeah, kill them all or something to that effect. Maybe not kill them all, but like fucking keep them all concentrated in like this one fucking pocket or something.
And then it's the same in reverse, right? Like, who knows how many truly would want to, see the West just completely destroyed, right? I'm sure it's
Well,
not a
the people
small.
who
I'm sure it's
occupy
not
our
a small
country wanna
number.
see it destroyed.
Don't misinterpret what I'm saying. I'm sure it's not a small number. I don't think it's all of them. So it's I don't know. It's interesting.
It's just weird though, because like if you're using they hate our way of life, it's like, bro, you know who really hates our way of life are the globalists that have a fucking vice grip on our politics. They really hate our way of life too. Nobody's doing more. Listen. Nobody's doing more to destroy the West than whoever has occupation over the EU and the United States. Nobody's doing more to destroy the West than those guys.
Right.
That's just a fact. Everything that we've seen domestically over the last 150 years, nobody's doing more to destroy the West than the fucking the people who control the West. Whatever those figures are, they're doing all they can to destroy the West. And every time we destabilize one of these Muslim countries, does Israel offer to take any refugees? No. Do these other Muslim countries offer to take any refugees? No. So what? The United States takes them in, Canada takes them in, fucking Europe takes them in, Germany takes, all these other European countries take them in. How does that benefit us? Who are we doing that at the behest of? Why are we doing this foreign policy at the behest of essentially the threats to Israel? That's essentially what it is. Let's not say we're doing it because of Israel. We're protecting Israel from their neighbors, their immediate threats. So we destabilize their countries, radicalize them even more, and now we have to take on those migrants that do not adapt to the West because we're not going to displace them. So why do we do that? Why do we do that? That's not necessarily, quote unquote, a problem being caused by the Muslims. It's a problem being caused by retarded foreign policy of the West to destroy itself. So they keep gaslighting us with this. They're coming after your freedoms. They want to see the West destroyed. It's like you keep radicalizing them even further into that hole. And then that's what the stream them into our countries.
That's what the stream was titled today for. Is bombing Iran America first? Were they an imminent threat? And like Red Sixer was saying in the chat earlier, they were an imminent threat. You can make that argument about literally anyone, because the scariest thing isn't a military, right? It's what we saw on 9/11. It's what we saw on October 10th. It's guerrilla warfare of people going into civilian areas, and that is something that can't be fucking protected against. You going and doing a regime change and bombing the ever-living fuck out of a country doesn't prevent a group of guys with AKs getting into your country.
Them bombing Iran really does nothing about the Muslim migrants that they've let in the country that are fucking raping and murdering
the domestic terrorists that have been let in through immigration over the last 8 years, or 6 to 8 years.
That's the West policy.
But us bombing and doing regime change in Iran doesn't get those people out of our country, doesn't prevent them from being terrorists here in our country. What you were talking about with getting aggressive, you need to get fucking aggressive with deporting these fucking people. You really want to prevent us from terrorism? Get these people that aren't supposed to be here the fuck out of our country.
How many snuck in during Biden's regime?
Exactly, that too.
When through the southern border.
Mm-hmm. The Afghan withdrawal when we took in a bunch of people.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's so many different avenues that we could be attacked in a terroristic way, and I don't see Iran as one of them. And one of the arguments is going to be, well, Iran is one of the largest funders of terrorism. It's not that expensive to be a terrorist, guys. It's really not.
I can go be a terrorist right now if I want to.
A guy with a car can be a terrorist.
We've seen it before. We've seen Muslims drive trucks into fucking paraded areas in Europe, murdering tons of people. But the imminent threat is, the Iranian. No, the imminent threat is the fucking policies that the hijacked West keeps setting. That's the threat. That's the real threat.
Yep. And the sad part is you were talking earlier, Joey, about how I would say the biggest thing, like when this really started and all these Western countries started taking in mass amounts of Muslim, is when Syria when Syria,
Yep.
we have brought in all those Syrian refugees. And then you look at
2011.
Sweden. At one point, Sweden had, on average, 2 grenade attacks a day in their country.
Yeah.
And the reason why that was is because the globalists brought them over, and then they purposely made it to where they would not join into the culture, they would not merge with the culture, they would not take in the culture. They were put into their own their own sects, just exactly like how, some people disagree with it, but the Jews in Germany were put into their own ghettos. That's exactly what they did to Syrians, and then
Well,
they
they put
did
themselves
one.
in, yeah.
Well, no, well,
I know,
but
just
the
keep going,
but the
keep going.
but the Syrians were forced into ghettos in all these Western countries, and they were not put into the culture. They were not allowed to be given jobs, and then they just sat and they got poor. They weren't put into the culture. They just, all they had were themselves and the people that they knew and the people they speak the language with. And guess what? They turned against the people that weren't their skin color, didn't have any agreements in their culture, and didn't speak their language. So what did they do? They attacked out from within their ghettos, and they caused a ton of terrorist attacks. There were 2 on average. I think in 2018 there were 2 grenade attacks a day in Sweden every day for a year.
You remember that's what got Tim Pool famous, really, is when he went to the no-go zones in Sweden. He was like
Yep.
saying, "There's no way that this is so. There's no way that this is so." That was basically his red pill moment. Since then, he started to become more, of a middle / on the right figure.
Fence sitter.
Consider here.
Sure.
Let's continue the video because I'm sure he'll say more that we'll jump off of.
American military personnel. In 2000, they knew and were probably involved with the attack on the USS Cole. Many died. Iranian forces killed and maimed hundreds of American service members in Iraq. The regime's proxies have continued to launch.
There was a jump cut edit there. This is his official Truth Social account, by the way. So he posted this video with that jump cut.
I do just want to say real fast. So he's saying how Iran was. If you look into Osama bin Laden and you look into the bin Laden family, so the bin Laden family is a well-respected family through Bin Laden Tech and Bin Laden Corp, and they are very rich people. It is said that Osama bin Laden he self-radicalized himself. I believe there's deeper ties within Bin Laden Tech and Bin Laden Corp that gave him money for the weapons that he had.
Oh yeah,
I
he
think-
was a CIA. He was a known CIA asset. His code name was Tim Osman. Like he was legitimately a CIA asset. Like that's not even.
That's-
It's declassified documents. He's a CIA asset. They gave him the shit in the 80s.
That's also what John Kirisawa. He talks about a time when he talks about what the CIA does, and he talks about how they have to, before 9/11 they were all about picking up spies and getting spies, and he talks about how they had a double agent, and I bet you Osama bin Laden was a double agent.
Oh, definitely, absolutely. That's why I don't believe the events around his death. I don't. I mean, listen. Maybe the agents that went in there and got him thought they were getting him, but I think that was just pure propaganda because they needed their Manchurian candidate Barack Obama to have a second term.
And they talk about after 9/11, within 24 hours, the CIA was turned into full-on war mode, and they completely switched from trying to get spies, and they switched to instantly to where he said that they destroyed all of what was the terrorist group called?
Al Qaeda.
Yeah, Al Qaeda. They destroyed all of Al Qaeda that was in that country within 18 hours. The issue was trying to find the people that got out of the country and fled to Pakistan.
It's hard to. It's not easy to defeat the quote Muslim enemy. I mean, they didn't even do it during the Crusades when they were way more militant about everything.
Here, let's continue this clip because right now he's just listing off things that Iran may or may not have done to us or have done to us, which makes sense, right? Because he's leading up to the justification for why we did this. So he's got to list all the things they've done to us before we get to why we did this.
Countless attacks against American forces stationed in the Middle East in recent years, as well as U.S. naval and commercial vessels in international shipping lanes. It's been mass terror, and we're not going to put up with it any longer. From Lebanon to Yemen, Syria to Iraq, the regime has armed, trained, and funded terrorist militias that have soaked the earth with blood and guts. And it was Iran's proxy, Hamas, that launched the monstrous October 7th attacks on Israel, slaughtering more than 1,000 innocent people, including 46
Can you pause for a
Americans,
second?
while taking
Of course.
I'm not saying in this instance this is what's happening, but part of what they do is when they fund these radical groups that become terrorist groups, because that's what always happens. It's easy for them to then literally just say they're a proxy of Iran. Like, it might not even be true. We don't even know. They funded
yeah, because isn't there a ton of
Israel did legitimately help start Hamas.
That's
and
what I was going to say.
Hezbollah,
There's a lot of reporting and evidence that shows Israel helped create that terrorist faction.
I just can't wait for all this bombing's gonna happen, and then all of a sudden they're gonna find fucking Ali Khamenei's fucking hand with his fingerprints on it. It's just gonna be his hand, and it's gonna have his passport in the hand
With
and
a ring on one of his rings he always wears.
with the little thumb drive that has all the files that shows that Iran is doing all the nuclear weapon it's gonna be
all
some
the wire
bullshit, dude.
transfers. It's gonna have everything.
It's gonna be like we got
people-
him, and it's gonna have all the info on it.
Do people forget what 1984 is about? Like they look at it like it's all government surveillance, like the government's watching you. One of the key parts of that movie is when they show the people in the newsroom, they're literally reporting fake. They're reporting fake stories about overseas military victories.
Yeah, I didn't think. I always thought so. I've never read the 1984 book, which I'm gonna get in trouble for saying that. I absolutely need to read it.
Fraud!
But what I've always understood it to be was that it's when government has absolute control over information. That's what I thought 1984 was. It was the control over
basically,
information.
yes. Mm-hmm.
So it gets to it was warning about when government or international powers get to a point where they control the narrative and they control reality. They can go and commit these atrocities and then tell you that it was justified because A, B, and C, or that it didn't happen and A, B, and C happened instead. And you won't ever be the wiser because they have a monopoly on the information. And that's why it's so hard to argue with people like Red Sixer in the chat, because there's a monopoly on information. You're only going to trust certain sources. I'm only going to trust certain sources. And when those sources say contrary things, we're left at an impasse. That's why I always try to look at things from both sides and try to find the answer there. But even then, you sometimes can't, especially when it's things like conflict. How are you going to get accurate information when it requires people going there and possibly getting shot to get the information?
There's as you were talking about 1984. I need to find the author real quick, but I think right now what we have is if you look at George Orwell has the dystopia of full on control of the media. There's also another story about there's another dude that made his book, and it's a dystopia about bliss being the dystopia. I think it's a mix that we have control of the government, but yet a lot of us are just so fat and happy that we don't care anymore. And that's what his is that people are just so happy and they're
like
so
Wall-E.
controlled. Yeah, like they're so controlled by the drug of they've got all the drugs they want, they have sex all they want, they can eat all they want, and they just don't care what's happening around them as the dystopia starts to take hold.
Is that Brave New World?
I can look. It might
That
be.
sounds like Brave New World.
There's
I've
a
never
lot of them.
Never seen that one either.
There's a lot of them, like that one shirt Luke Murkowski has, where it's like a Venn diagram and it's all the dystopian books, and then it's just like it all, like we're living a part of each one of these dystopian books.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brave New World is one of them. I'm trying to remember if
Bliss
that's the
is
dude
the
that I was
drug
thinking
from
of,
Far
though.
Cry 5, Shitty Gov. I love that game.
Yes, Bliss is the drug.
Far Cry 5 was pretty
But
good.
but Bliss was more like a religious.
That was like a religious experience. Yeah.
drug. That wasn't like I'm on fucking Molly and I'm fucking feeling
Ecstasy
lit
and-
as fuck. Like that's
Yeah,
what.
It's an interesting statement though about bliss though, because sometimes sometimes those great difficult challenges are what improves us as people. So if you don't have that, if you take that away from your life, then you're just a shell. You're just a static.
They say
being
ignorance
of
is bliss, Joey. Isn't it good to
maintenance.
be ignorant?
It's good to be. I mean, listen, if you don't want to, amount to anything or feel
Or have any
sort of,
worries in
like,
the world.
well, let's just take it from even like a spiritual standpoint, a religious standpoint. If you want to feel any sort of connection with the forces of the universe or God or the understanding the patterns of nature, like you need to fall, you need to get up, you need to, that's how you train a muscle, is you break the muscle down and then the muscle recovers. If you don't do that for, I mean, that's a pattern of life, really. If you don't train, if you don't put any effort into even playing a video game, you come back to it in 10 years and you're fucking horrible. I mean, you have to have a level of challenge to overcome, and without that, you don't really grow as a person. And if you don't grow as a person, then you're lost spiritually.
Yeah, you were right, Joey. Yeah, it's so the Brave New World is made by Huxley. Orwell is Orwell filled a state that inflict pain, bans books, and suppresses information, brutal, extreme control, controversy. Huxley feared a society addicted to pleasure, shallow entertainment, and consumption, where control is voluntary, inward, and self-imposed.
Yeah, we're getting a mix of both for sure.
It's a mix of both. Like, they were both right.
Yep. And then you got Fahrenheit 451. There's a lot of dystopian novels, and honestly, you know what I think would be a good thing for your shows, Tyler, is if you had some sort of book club where maybe people read through these novels and then we have a nice premium discussion about them.
That would be a good premium thing. That would also incentivize me actually fucking reading some of these books I've never read.
They're also not entirely like super long either, like
just throw on an audio
not a long book.
Joey, we'll DM about this, because if we're gonna do a book club, then obviously you would have to be a part of it.
I have all those books too, so
that's what. I would need someone to sit here and I would need a co-host, is what I'm saying, like a guaranteed co-host.
What do you want me to sit there and read them to you, and then Tyler,
and then I can sit here and be like, but wait, Joey.
What you do is
just interrupt me every 3 lines.
Yeah.
What you do is you bookmark sections that you think are important to the topic at hand. Or that
and then when I talk about it on stream.
You could find these books as PDFs. I gotta say it slowly. You could find these books as PDFs easily online. Like,
that's not a bad idea.
I mean, if you're okay with reading on a screen, I hate reading books on screen.
I do too.
I need to have the book in my hand.
I would prefer that.
But you got a job now. You can just order them on Amazon.
I do have a book my uncle gave me. Hang on.
You can probably get them for free. Now. It's probably a free audio book on YouTube, bro. You can probably just listen to someone read it.
Yeah, most likely.
I think I put it away, but my uncle did give me a book. He said, if you're libertarian, you'll love this book, and I forget the name of it. It was a very long book, though. I'll send you a picture once I find it after the stream, because it's like I think it's buried in my stuff. Anyway, let's continue this clip. I want to get to. He's still going through the justifications, like what they've done to us. And to be fair, all the things he's listing are legitimate, right? If they have been funding all these different groups that have been fucking with us, but like we also do the same thing to them in other countries. It's hard to shit on countries for shit when I know that we're doing it too.
Yeah, but we're number one.
But we're number one. We're allowed to do it.
Citizens hostage. It was brutal. Something like the world has never seen before. Iran is the world's #1 state sponsor of terror, and just recently killed tens of thousands of its own citizens on the street as they protested. It has always been the policy of the United States.
Oh, another cut.
In particular.
Yeah, you saw that. Another cut.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler, is the libertarian book titled "How to Sell Heroin to Kids for Dummies"? Oh my god.
Well, no, it got updated to fentanyl.
It's now Fenty.
Yeah, it's how to sell fentanyl to kids.
And trans surgeries.
The terrorist regime can never have a nuclear weapon. I'll say it again. They can never have a nuclear weapon. That is why in Operation Midnight Hammer last June, we obliterated the regime's nuclear program at Fordow.
No, we didn't.
Natanz and Isfahan.
That was never confirmed, by the way. I did plenty of reporting on that. We did bomb the facility. We aren't sure if we actually hit the target or not, or if they moved it before.
Well, It's okay for him to lie to us because we're in the right morally. So, yeah.
I can understand. Like,
Why
I
they let
understand why we
Pakistan and
don't-
India have nukes then is what Shigov said.
Yeah, for real. Well,
Yeah.
this is what I don't understand. Like, I completely understand not wanting to have Iran or radical Muslims to have control of nuclear devices because they are willing to take their own life because they believe that will give them salvation in the afterlife. They cannot have access to nuclear weapons because they'll blow up the world. They'll blow up the world for their god. They've said it. They're outright saying it. They don't have the same moral structure that a Christian that would have for like these situations.
I mean, I agree. If they're making a bunch of nukes and they're threatening people, saying that they're going to use them, absolutely. But if they're making them and they're not making threats, how are they any different from other? Like, I get they are radical religious, like, people, but if they're not threatening, like, that has to be the thing, right? That has to be the qualifier. Are they threatening someone, and do they have the means to carry out the threat?
The other qualifier is, are they afraid of their own damnation? Are they scared that when they know that there's gonna be guaranteed world destruction from this? If you launch nukes, everyone else is gonna launch nukes.
I think a lot of people don't care or consider that, though.
Yeah, but that's the thing is that that's something that can happen. They could launch a nuke. They could be like, "Fuck you, the United States. We launch a nuke." Then China launches a nuke. Then Russia, and then you blow up the whole world. Everyone else in these situations, Russia's like, "Fuck, I don't wanna fucking die." China's like, "Fuck, I don't wanna die." And then we see these Muslims over here like, "Fuck yeah, I'm gonna see 72 virgins if we fucking blow this whole
I feel like
fucking bitch
that's,
up."
I don't believe in the mutually assured destruction. I don't believe in that. It's also, we're talking about a ancient technology at this point. How old are nuclear technology? All the world powers, all the first world countries absolutely have ways to deal with nuclear devices. I don't think those are the threats. I would be more concerned about a biological attack.
I think we're closer. I think the U.S. is probably closer to stopping nukes. We probably can stop nukes. I don't know how many we can stop, and I think other countries are paper tigers, dude. I don't think they're as advanced as we think they are. I think look at Russia right now. Look at Russia with Ukraine, bro.
Well, Russia, I still don't know. I mean, I disagree with you on Russia. I think Russia's winning that conflict, but
they could be winning. But look what that's like. That's like if we tried to invade Mexico, bro, and like if Mexico held us off for like what? If Mexico held us off for like 2 years,
They are invading us.
Wait, hang on,
that's
pause.
true.
That's a misinterpretation, though. A better analogy would be, what if the United States invaded Mexico and we said, we're going to take this territory. We did take that territory and we held it, but Mexico refused to end the war. That's what's happening. Russia took what they wanted. Now Ukraine's just refusing to end it.
But why does
Russia just wants to have international recognition for it now?
Yeah, but Russia keeps continuing to push. The people say that Russia continues to push up the front, but from news
Because
that I
they're
just saw
killing, dude. I don't know how long Ukraine can put up. I would say Ukraine goes another 1 or 2 years, and then Ukraine just doesn't exist. Because 1 year ago, I reported how the average age of a soldier over there was like between 36 and in their mid 40s. Like they don't have a population over there. Of course, Russia is still pushing. They don't have soldiers to push against.
Well, no, that's the thing. I just heard news recently that due to miscommunications on the Russian fronts, that land they took 3 months to get has just been pushed back, and Ukraine has just taken it back over.
I don't know how accurate the reporting is.
I will say though, Vladimir Putin has been very patient, and for the most part, like he could. I mean, the initial report was that Russia was using old equipment for this war. So he could be patient, and then something like this happens with Donald Trump. Like, does Trump doing this with Venezuela and Iran, does that like hurt Putin from a negotiation standpoint? He's basically gonna be like, "Hey, Donald, you did exactly what I'm doing."
Yeah,
kinda.
you just did regime change in like 2 different countries.
Yeah, it probably doesn't help with the situation at all in Ukraine. I think we should just get the hell out of Ukraine.
I don't. I think we shouldn't be involved for sure.
The only thing that really helped us with so like Russia's doing this because they want the oil, and then they also want the ability to get
They wanted access to the
into
Black
the
Sea.
ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah, they want access to the Black Sea. So they
They also wanted a
We
land
don't
bridge to
need-
Crimea.
yeah, we just did it for oil. Like that's all we did it for was just for oil. That's the I
I
think
wish
that's
we did it
that's
for oil. We didn't even do it for oil anymore.
what do
This
take
whole- this-
over
no, this-
Venezuela?
Venezuela, but Iran is not for oil. Like typically,
No.
you think the Middle Eastern shit for oil, but
I think
no,
I
this
think
is-
I think in the end it is really for oil. I think it's for minerals.
I think it's
I
for
think-
trade
I think-
routes because he mentioned directly they're funding terrorist groups and affecting trade routes.
Yeah, I think it's for trade routes, oil. There's just too much money. There's too much money in the desert, bro. There's too much money sitting underneath the sand in the desert.
And to what
That's
to,
what they want.
To what Joey was saying about Russia using old technology, I still believe that. I mean, you look at what the United States did in Venezuela. We whipped out some technology that's like not really used, but it's still not new. That weird sound weapon that we reportedly used.
Oh, yes.
I guarantee you,
We've-
Russia's got shit similar to that, where it's like, oh, we're not going to use it yet because we're not in a battle that necessarily requires it.
it
That-
behooves Russia to. It behooves Russia to be able to take the United States off guard. It behooves the United States to be boisterous and braggadocious.
If the stuff that they talk about that we used in Venezuela, I remember back in like 2010 in the History Channel watching Modern Arms, and one of the items that they had was that exact thing that they were showing. So that's 10 years. That's 10-year-old tech.
At least
yeah.
10.
Yeah, and it used to at least 10. And it used to be like on this like a Humvee used to have to drag in this fucking satellite, and they'd have to point the satellite at you. Like I think now they probably got that shit to where they can hook. They probably got like two that they can hook onto a helicopter
And
in the missile
direct that shit
positions.
right into.
And they can
yeah.
direct it or make like a full. They can probably make like a dome around the helicopter that like makes like that does this like. Who knows? Yeah, like, dude, who knows?
But
who knows what
point being,
the
I
US
don't
government has.
I don't think Russia is trying as hard as they could, and that's because they don't want all of Ukraine. They just wanted the areas that they've already got. And Melted,
also-
what you talked about may be true. Maybe they're losing some ground here and there. That's the nature of a conflict. But ultimately, they've already gotten what they wanted. I don't think Russia wants to keep the war going, but I don't think they want to end it either because they only have to gain to continue it.
And also from a military standpoint, like I always talk about the art of war. You know that Russia knows, everyone knows that unloading your military right now would be a stupid fucking idea, considering how on the precipice we are of one major event kind of sending the world in a tailspin into a bigger conflict. So it would be retarded for them to just unload all their good shit. Listen, when I'm playing Resident Evil, I know it's a video game comparison. When I'm playing Resident Evil, I use my weakest ammo first. I will waste my weakest ammo before I start using my strong shit because I want to have the strong stuff just in case of an emergency.
But yeah, like put it another good analogy. If we're gonna use video game analogies, right? That'd be like assuming Russia is gonna go into the first wave, right? The first enemy, knowing it's gonna be an easy level, and they're like, oh yeah, fuck it, whip out the big guns, whip out all the heavy equipment, and then knowing that there's going to be a boss fight down the road in the next few years. Like,
Yeah, right.
why
You
would
got
they
no
do
ammo
that?
left.
But what this should be to Russia is it shouldn't be like, oh, I'm a normal character playing on normal mode, getting ready for a level that I know. This is more of like I'm on New Game Plus 3. I have infinite ammo and all my guns in Resident Evil, and I have all my guns upgraded max, and I'm gonna go in and play the first mission again, and I'm gonna one shot everything, but yet I'm gonna stop at the end and not finish. Like that's what that would be like. I feel like it's paper tiger, bro. I think Russia's a giant paper tiger.
I don't
think
think Russia's
they're relying way too much on also because do you remember when the mercenary group that they hired like tried to turn around and march on Russia? They blew
Wagner.
them up, but like
Yeah.
the Wagner group, like that was a sign for me that's like I think if Wagner's thinking they're not going to win this and there's a chance that they could go in, they lost obviously. It was a bad gamble. But if Wagner thinks they could probably march back on Russia and and do something, it looks pretty weak for what Russia was doing.
I'm more in the camp of what Joey's been saying though. Like, how do we know that all of this isn't orchestrated so that they're doing the bare minimum to win against Ukraine, but make themselves look weak at the same time, so that if conflict does break out, we are under, you know, we don't expect it, you know?
That's a possibility. We obviously none of us really know. It's just like the fact that they're bringing in all these North Korean soldiers to fight in Ukraine, and apparently Russia is like thinking about doing another draft. It makes me think.
I think
that's always been a classical Russian tactic, though, of throw bodies at a problem.
Well, it could also
that's
be
also why they lost to Finland.
It could also be that they're trying to practice for a greater conflict, though, and they could be inviting North Korea over to also
that's
practice
a good point too.
For a conflict.
That's a good point too. That's something that a joint military training. So
and that's something that the United States has been looking at too. The United States.
We know the North Koreans have almost no experience on actual battlefields, so.
Well,
Here, get some experience.
Oh yeah, Joey, didn't you see the reports? They got the access to internet and immediately started looking at porn.
Yeah, instantly got addicted to porn, bro. Yeah. And then have you seen the videos of the drones, like the drones coming in, and it's like a drone flying over like a group of North Korean soldiers, and they're all looking at the drone like, what the fuck is
like
that
they're all
like freaking out. Like one of them drops her AK and like covers his head. He's like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah,
like, they have no idea.
Poor guys, don't know what they're getting into.
Dude, imagine being like.
Imagine your country telling you that you're the gods and that you're the world leaders, and then you go out and you're like, what the fuck is that thing?
It's almost like waking up a caveman. Like imagine waking up a caveman, like breaking a caveman out of the ice, bro, and instantly throwing them in like to World War II, bro. They're like, what are these? It's a flying metal dragon. What the fuck?
Flying metal
like,
dragon.
They'd be like, what?
It
the
has
hell
flaming
is going
shrapnel.
on? Like, holy shit! That dude just the fire. They're shooting fire. Like,
how are they doing?
Bad birds. Birds are enemy.
Pterodactyl resurrection.
Yeah,
four-winged bird.
Fucking sick as shitty gov. You know what, Joey? Those North Koreans could whoop your ass in a starving contest, bro. Best in the world at starving, I hear.
Yeah, I think we need to have that in the Olympics. They can go toe to toe with the Muslims. It'll be North Korea versus all the Muslims for fasting.
Fasting.
Yeah,
fasting comp.
Fasting comp.
Like, so we got the Jews versus the Muslims versus the fucking North Koreans versus the Hindus
versus the Africans
versus the Buddhists. Oh my god, versus the Ethiopians. Yeah. You like everyone else is getting like super skinny, and all the Ethiopians just like have gigantic gut bloat.
Oh, that's terrible. All right, we're getting away from this. We're not even halfway through this video. Let's listen more from Trump, and then we'll wrap things up after.
After that attack, we warned them never to resume their malicious pursuit of nuclear weapons, and we sought repeatedly to make a deal. We tried. They wanted to do it. They didn't want to do it. Again, they wanted to do it. They didn't want to do it. They didn't know what was happening. They just wanted to practice evil. But Iran refused, just as it has for decades and decades. They rejected.
People still need to look at this from Iran's perspective. Imagine China coming to the United States saying to never make a certain type of weapon ever, or we will attack you. Like, we have to look at this from another point of view, you know? Like, I understand that we see them as an enemy, but how are we supposed to have them react? Are we supposed to just expect them to lay down their arms?
Well, also think of it as this way. Like, imagine, because nuclear power, it's a form of fuel. It runs, it makes electricity. Like, imagine like China coming to us and be like, you guys are no longer allowed to use oil.
Yeah, oil is off limits because you can make weapons with it.
No oil.
That's a good analogy,
like,
yeah.
Like imagine like that's the difficulty is like if Iran was like, yo, we're not like fucking if Iran was like, yo, get some Americans over here. We're not trying to build no fucking missile. We're trying to build a fucking power plant so we can keep our fucking lights on. I would understand that. But that's not it's not what they're doing though. They're trying to build a nuke.
They are likely trying to build a nuke. It's just, I'm kind of like stuck between a rock and a hard place, because it's like, I don't want us to be that country that's like, yeah, we're gonna go bomb the shit out of you because you have something that we don't think you should have.
It's hard for me. I don't like the idea of us going like I don't want boots on the ground. I don't really like the idea of us bombing Iran. But as just a normal person, I have no idea how close the threat is or what the information the president's getting that could be real or could be fake. Like if we look back to like that Russian sub that was
hang on, I'll be right back. My family's trying to contact me. You guys can keep talking. Be right back.
Okay. But it reminds me of like that Russian sub that was sitting in the Pacific or that was sitting in the Atlantic Ocean that got an accidental alert saying to fire a nuke and the sub captain was like, yeah, I'm not gonna do this. This doesn't seem right. Like, and he didn't launch the nuke.
Well, that's good. I mean, that means he's probably actually fairly competent of a human being. Like, if someone just wholeheartedly agrees with something so serious, there's a reason why they have like so many sorts of chain of commands and things you have to go through before you launch the nuke, and because you just don't want to have someone make a decision like that in the heat of passion. So it's good that he was able to. Hey, wait a minute. This strategically makes no sense with what our plan has been. I'm going to hold off on this, and you risk that soldier. He risks potentially, being called in for treason at that point, because it's sort of like, well, if we did give the order and he questioned us like this, so he took a fucking risk there, and that in a way shows his humanity.
Well, imagine like if you look at his perspective, like in a way, like what he did was extremely smart and brave. But if you look at his perspective, if he was like, wait, so America's launching nukes at Russia, I'm the only one that can launch a nuke back. Maybe I won't get called for treason because they're gonna blow up Russia and kill everyone in Russia. So I don't launch the nuke, and then I pull up to the U.S. with a surrender flag, like, yo, I did not launch the nuke. Like, I fucking surrender. I'm like the last Russian remaining. Fuck. Like,
yeah, well, I got intel.
Yeah, guys, you guys blew up the Russians, bro. I didn't launch the nuke, guys. Don't worry.
But I know who did.
Yeah.
It was Al Qaeda in Iran.
They were trying to build the nuke. The Israelis.
They hate our way of life. That's why we got to take in more of their migrants who can't adapt to us.
The Israelis are building another nuke.
And it's okay. We have the same God. It's all right.
We are going to turn the glass of Iran into a hippie bong smoking pipe.
It is funny though how they'll say like the Muslims are like sole purpose doing shit for their gods, and then it's like, I mean, in a way, the other two religions are somewhat similar.
Did you see that Bibi Netanyahu's his approval rating in Israel is like 2% or something like that?
Yeah, apparently, and I know this from having the brief discussions like months ago with Andrina about the situation of the people in Israel. Like they're basically like sick of the neocon stuff too. So that's kind of interesting. But it also goes to show how little power that their citizenry has.
Well, the issue is they have like a parliament system where it's kind of like how Canada does their vote. So like they have like, instead of how we have like a two-party system where it's like it's like a 45-50 like in these elections, right? Or like maybe sometimes you get one side super low. In Israel, like they have this thing where it's like you only need 27% of the vote to win. So you could have 73% of your population against you, but yeah, you could still win and become fucking president of Israel.
Yep.
So it's like it's a big issue. I think a lot of these governments. That's the reason why I think two-party system's the best for us, because even if you like me, obviously everyone here doesn't 100% agree with Trump, but I would rather have Trump over Biden or Kamala, Hillary Clinton, and that's the out of one evil or one guy that I'm like, I think he could fix some issues. I think I'm gonna vote for the guy that I think he could fix some issues.
But on the other side of that, though, what if we had no terms for presidents, and Donald Trump can continue to do great? Like, I sometimes I wonder about, like, people always want to do term limits. Sometimes I wonder about term limits though, because at some point, like, let's say Barack Obama ran for a third term. At some point, he was going to get voted out by the people. I mean, he almost lost to Mitt fucking Romney. There's a good chance if he runs against Donald Trump still wins. Sometimes the ebbs and flows of the country don't necessarily reflect how well somebody is doing at their job. So, as far as government goes, like, Donald Trump could be, he claims about the economy, and maybe the economy's good, but maybe it's not. But at the end of the day, if the people don't feel like the economy is good, that's all that really matters.
Here's the problem is if you look at like Congress where they don't have term limits, like that's how you end up with fucking Pocahontas in there for 20 years, and you end up with a lot of these Democrats in there for 20, 30 years that people don't like, but they can't, like, they're gonna win 44% of their vote in their district, so they're always gonna win.
But what's easier to mass produce? What's easier to mass produce? These slop candidates or, pristine candidates? Like, I'll just throw Thomas Massey out there as an example. Like, it's much more rare to find actually people who represent their constituencies. So what you would get with term limits is you'd get a system that they already have where they just mass produce candidates, and it'll be even harder to get a actual principled person in there, because Massey serves 8 years, he's done. Who replaces him? Probably another neocon.
Here's the thing with the like, if you look at, like, it's kind of like I don't know, like I used to work in a fiberglass factory. So like if you use like a fiberglass mold and you make you get a brand new mold, you make something with it, with the fiberglass, you pull it out of the mold, you can make maybe 5 or 6 more things with that mold before it starts to crack and break. And that's the issue with the slop copy that these Democrats want to do for their candidates, is that the mold's starting to break and crack, and it's starting to fall into pieces. Like, look at Ocasio-Cortez. Like she looked terrible on the world stage, dude. She looked terrible. Her answering her questions was dog dookie, and I think that's gonna hurt her. That's not gonna hurt her with her constituents, but it definitely hurts her in the in the eyes of anyone that may have thought like, oh, I don't like these people, but
right.
But I'm gonna vote for Ocasio-Cortez. Obviously, I think her rating dropped. Like, she had like a 24% chance to be Democrat candidate, and now it dropped down to like 4% on like Substack, or not Substack, on what's the website that Tim Pool always talks
betting
about?
Sites like
Yeah,
Kishash or some shit. I don't know what the fuck it's called.
Yeah,
Polymarket.
Yeah, Polymarket. I was trying to watch what was the speech that Trump did recently? Bro, I cannot think right now. Yeah, when I was trying to watch the Timcast view of the State of the Union, bro, it's like they talked about nothing besides, it was just only Tim sitting there and trying to listen for words that he voted on in Polymarket. He's like, did he say cartels? Did he say cartels? I don't. He's already talked about Mexico. I don't think he said cartels. I don't know. I might have lost this one. Like, it's like, bro.
Is Tim? I'm saying this like not as like a roast or a joke. Is he like legitimately like a degenerate chronic gambler?
It's, I don't know him well enough personally, but from how much he talks about poker and he talks about Substat, or talks about Polymarket gambling, it seems like it. Like, I know it's bad. It's bad because I have friends that, like, I don't really talk to them anymore, but they did a lot of sports gambling, bro. And I know it's bad when they're putting in, like, they're doing like dollar parlays on like a 0.2% win on a parlay, but they're like, I'll win $10,000. I just had to put up $1. It's like, bro, how many dollars have you put up? Like, I've got 18 parlays going. I'm like, you spent $18, bro, and there's like a 2.2% chance you win on any of them.
Now, see this is like the false equivalency of like statistics. They're going the statistical route. If I spend $100 this month on $1 parlays, all it takes is for one of them to hit, and then I basically make back all the money I lost in 10 months. Yep. But you gotta, like, people don't even understand how their government's fucking them. You think they're gonna be able to understand the intricate nuances of sports athletes' rhythms and when they're on and when they're off? Like, that's way more complicated to fucking actually get an accurate read on. It's very, like, you You don't typically understand or get a read on an athlete's rhythm unless you've sort of been in a similar situation. It's purely experience. It's hard to read that, and even then, it's just random chance.
Well,
You know, I've seen it like I've seen it with like UFC. Me and my brother did a couple of those types of parlays. We were going to do 18 of them. We might do 2 or 3 of them for $1. And it's like one time we did win like $350 on one of these parlays. It wasn't our biggest one, but we still won one of them. And you know what happened? We had that house money to play with, and 3 months we lost all that fucking money because we couldn't hit again.
Yeah, I've
So the
bet
odds
one
are
time
ridiculous.
I bet one time on UFC and I won $90 because I called the dude was gonna tap him in the second round.
Sports gambling is gambling in general is sort of an interesting thing, and it's one of those questions where you wonder if it's almost the government's duty or at least the businesses or the government to tell the business that it's their duty to sort of make sure that, but they don't care. They don't care that people go in debt, but like it's almost like you have to protect people from themselves. You say be better, but like so much of the gambling industry is predicated on predatory tactics. Where
But how would we do that,
preying
Joey?
on
Like, we're
your-
gonna look at someone's bank account
I don't
assets?
know how. Well, I have a solution, but like I have a somewhat of a solution that I don't know if it could work or not. But like they're preying on people's, psychological shortcomings. It's psychological manipulation almost. So to me, I think if you're at like one of these fucking casinos or whatever, and you're taking money out constantly to gamble, unless you're winning money back, there has to be some sort of cutoff. Like I feel like that's the right thing to do. Like you can't put up your fucking house as collateral, and I don't understand how that's legal. I don't know. It's crazy. Like, oh, you're agreeing to it, but it's like
You agree to be
these people have
homeless
been-
if this doesn't work out.
Well,
Yeah,
and you
but
can also
like,
do it
what type
drunk.
what type of contract is that? Like,
You
these
can-
people are in a psychological hole, and it is a psychological hole. A lot of what casinos do a lot of it is psychologically based. They're trying to get you addicted to it. That's the whole point of it. Is they give you that like there's always those like some days they increase the odds on the machines because they want to get people that rush, so it makes them addicted.
Well, and then dude, these casinos can get you blackout drunk and put you at a fucking at a poker table, bro. They can
Right?
They
They'll
can put you at a
do
blackjack.
free complimentary drinks. They'll do
Yeah,
that.
I don't
I've
think it
seen
should be
happen
legal
before.
to gamble and be fucking plastered. I if I was world leader, I don't think you should
And that's-
gamble and get fucking plastered.
Like, imagine they get you so drunk you can't even count to 21, bro, and they're just like, we're gonna throw you at a blackjack table real fast and just
Yeah,
let
and
sit
then
here
you
and
think
get
you
free
think you're
drinks.
putting 20 on the table and you're putting like hundreds, like, and you're just not,
Yeah,
you don't give a
and
fuck.
then-
And that's how, that's the evidence of why it's you could say, oh no, people are just gambling. No. When they do shit like that, that is evidence of the predatory things that I'm talking about. The complimentary drinks or the random, for no reason, $100 of credit to sit at this table. They're doing things to get you sucked in. And they do that shit on FanDuel all the time. They'll say, oh, put up $5 and we'll give you $15 in free credit. That type of shit can't be, I'm sorry, that type of shit probably shouldn't be legal. These are like tricks to rope you in almost.
Yeah, that's so they pull you in, and you're like, oh, I can just throw $5 in, but then I get $25 that I can actually throw on the bet. So if I hit, I only spent $5, but I might get
Yeah.
150 back because I put all this money in that they gave me. And then you go under, and you're like, fuck, I gotta win my money back. I fucking put
Right, I don't-
put $5
yep.
in.
Yep. They go, oh, I just got to keep going because at some point I'm gonna hit. They rope you into this shit. So I think gambling and stuff should be legal, but I don't think you should be allowed to do these sort of sorts of give $5 and we'll give you 15 of credit. That can't be legal. No complimentary drinks. I don't even know if they should serve alcohol during, because you're already putting people in this position where they're gambling. Life is a fucking gamble. So they're playing with
But
playing.
Joey,
with
who
odds, and you
wants
can't
to
control the odds.
who wants to gamble and not drink?
I mean, then
Me.
you have to have cutoff limits, man. There has to be some
Yeah.
sort of cutoff.
If I'm going,
Hey, listen,
if I'm
bro,
going
you've
to-
lost. Hey, like you have to have a high roller table. Like you could have like distinctions, but like, listen, bro, you've lost $2,000. You've played 15 games of blackjack and you haven't won. We're cutting you off here.
Yeah, if honestly, if I was going to gamble, I would not be drinking, bro. The one time I went to the casino, I didn't drink at all when I was gambling. It just like, why would I do that?
I like sitting at the slots while I drink.
Yeah, until you're like, fuck it, and just start fucking ripping that bitch, and you don't win shit, and you're just like, fuck.
I'll put up my Rumble account as collateral.
No, I don't.
don't.
I don't think I've ever gotten. I don't. I've only ever gotten shit-faced drunk like once, and that was all bad because I woke up to throw up all around my room. That wasn't fun. That was
You're
very.
obviously not drinking right.
That
dude.
was very not fun.
Projected vomited everywhere.
Oh, dude, it was literally everywhere. It was fucking terrible. That's the only time. Other than I don't like drinking, so like when I do drink, it's just enough to get a buzz, if that. Slots and a light buzz is a nice time.
Everything in moderation. I'm not against gambling. Like, I don't think gambling should be illegal. There's definitely a thing where it's like, you know, people have self-control and they have free will, but yet some of these people do. So the average IQ just keeps dropping, dude. It just keeps plummeting. Like,
Shitty Gov's got it though. The trick is to leave your cards at home and only take the cash you're willing to lose. I do something similar to that. I don't leave my cards at home because I'm still want to use them for like food and stuff, but I will have a certain amount of money I bring with me, and I'm like, all right, this is for games, and once it's gone, it's gone. I don't. That's it.
and then all this, you sick of Shitty Gov, you say that, and then all of a sudden I'm sitting there drunk as fuck with my phone, tapping that.
And you're
up
like, what's a
machine.
bro?
Yeah, what's another 100? What's another 2?
Google card setup.
Dude, the day that they have slot machines with the chip reader, oh no.
They're like, they probably already have.
We're
them,
cooked.
I bet. Yeah, there's like slot machines like in gas stations in like Vegas, and like there's ones that I bet you they're just tap. You can just tap your card to that B.
God, I hope not. That's fucking terrible.
Let's not go past what Gilbert said here. I mean, it's kind of a fair point. He said, make an amendment against gambling and usury. They're the same thing, and that's sort of what I'm getting at. Is like. So the whole thing is set up to basically make you addicted. Just like with usury, it's set up to keep you in debt so that you are forever giving them money. It is the end result, what would Karen Jones say? Your intentions don't matter, results matter. Their end results are the same thing.
What, Joey, what would you be like? You know how we have like a breathalyzer for, you know, drinking and driving. You can't be above this certain blood alcohol level. What if we did that for gambling?
Yeah, maybe, but you know, some
Like,
people get drunk on the gambling.
Yeah, it's like, or like if you're a married man, you're not allowed to put your house up as collateral and screw over your kids and wife and make it so they have to live out of a cardboard box because you just couldn't put the cards down.
Yeah, like what if banks what if banks had some responsibility here? Like they know you're at a casino and they see that you're about to withdraw 10K. They could deny the transaction and call you and be like, "Hey, buddy, sure that's a good idea?"
Bro, I could barely buy a video game without me getting a text message be like, "Hey, dude, you sure you want to do this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I want to fucking do it."
Yeah, and then Tyler, you'd be calling me, and then I would be drunk as fuck. I'd be like,
You know, fucker, tell me what to do with my fucking money.
877 cash now. 877 cash now.
My money and all I need it now.
Like, fuck you, bro. Like, when you're that fucking shit faced, dude, you're not thinking. Like, I've been that shit faced. You're not thinking what you're doing. They'll let you sit at a blackjack table and let you fucking throw chips down. They don't care. Ruin your whole life over fucking 5 shots of Jaeger.
Anyway,
Jaeger bombs in a dive bar.
We went off on a gambling track because I had to take a phone call. I had made plans today and I had forgotten about the plans, so everyone was freaking out thinking I had died. So they were all trying to call me. And I was like, sorry, let's reschedule tomorrow. So anyway, let's watch the rest of this from Trump.
Did every opportunity to renounce their nuclear ambitions.
Every opportunity, no nukes for you, so saith I.
And he says nuclear ambitions, all nuclear ambitions.
Right, it's very broad.
Their nuclear program and to continue developing long-range missiles that can now threaten our very good friends and allies in Europe, our troops stationed overseas.
Yeah, but what if those people are threatening that? Like that's what I don't understand is like, you disarm these people, and then these countries are gonna know that they're disarmed. So then, how are they gonna have any fucking leverage when negotiating anything?
Do you like how he says Europe when we all know that the country that he's worried about most when he's talking about this is a country that's in the Middle East, right next to Iran?
Well,
Like, that's the true one he's thinking about.
Jordan?
He's also
Yeah,
trying to make.
Jordan.
He's also trying to make the
Starts with a
point.
J.
He's also trying to make the point that they're funding terrorist groups and groups that are affecting trade routes and stuff. So that's why he brings up our allies. And then he also brings up long-range ballistic missiles targeting our allies. Well, yeah, lots of countries have those. Are they not allowed to have those either?
Look at Pakistan. I think
North Korea has
people are
long-range
worried-
ballistic missiles.
think
They're not very
people-
accurate, but
people are really worried about oh, China, Taiwan, Iran and Israel, Ukraine and fucking Russia. Like, dude, I think Pakistan, India, dude, that is probably one of the bloodthirstiest fucking two countries to go at each other. They fucking hate each other more than anything. I think that's gonna be the real start. I think that's where like a big start's gonna happen.
Gilbert was like, "Holy shit! I didn't have to elaborate because Joey got it." He was surprised
Yeah.
that I got it too, which is very surprising to me. Why would you be surprised that I understood something? I don't understand. All right, Tyler, play the rest of this shit. I got to start my game stream at some point.
And could soon
Are you playing-
reach the
are you
American
playing-
homeland.
Yes.
Just imagine how emboldened this regime would be if they ever had and actually were armed with nuclear weapons as a means to deliver their message.
You can always put it on 1.25
For
speed.
these
He's talking
reasons,
slow
the
anyway.
United States
He's kinda talking
military
slow.
is undertaking a
Truth have
massive
that?
and ongoing operation to prevent this very
Oh, yeah,
wicked,
Truth does have that.
radical dictatorship from threatening America and our core national security interests. We're
Oh, wow,
going
look
to
at that.
destroy their missiles and raise their missile industry to the ground. It will be totally, again, obliterated. We're going to annihilate their name, and we're
Obliterated.
going to ensure that the region's terrorist proxies can no
If
longer
Donald Trump was
destabilize the
65,
region or
this
the
is what
world
he'd sound
and
like.
attack our forces and no longer use their IEDs or roadside bombs, as they are sometimes called, to so gravely wound and kill thousands and thousands
sounds so
of people,
funny. He
including
sounds
many
extra
Americans.
funny like this, but yeah. So he's literally talking about wiping out their military capabilities. Like, it doesn't sound like the nukes were the issue. It sounds like them having a military at all was the issue. Am I wrong?
No.
And we will ensure that Iran does not obtain a nuclear weapon. It's a very simple message. They will never have a
Weapon.
nuclear weapon.
They will never have a nuclear weapon. I get that point of why people don't want them to have a nuclear weapon. It's just it's kind of funny being the world police being like, no, you can't have this.
This regime will soon learn that no one should challenge the strength and might of the United States Armed Forces.
I do hope that Venezuela and Iran, those conflicts, I hope that does show to everyone, like, hey, don't fuck with us. As much as I am not, like, a big fan of them, I do like that it's, like, America fuck yeah, in a way, still. I still like the America fuck yeah aspects of it, but,
Hey, we're the best. Like, it's hard. We're the best.
we are the fucking best. We can wipe
we're-
your country out in 48 hours or less, so...
We're the best at being the best, but we're also best at being the fucking worst.
Yeah, that's the problem with being the best is you also are sometimes an asshole, and I'm just trying to avoid the parts where we're an asshole. But I do like asserting our dominance. That is always fun. Anyway,
I built and rebuilt our military in my first administration, and there is no military on earth even close to its power, strength, or sophistication.
he has done a lot to change the norms in the military that were slacking under Biden. So I will give him that as a win in the last year.
My administration has taken every possible step to minimize the risk to U.S. personnel in the region. Even so, and I do not make this statement lightly, the Iranian regime seeks to kill. The lives of courageous American heroes may be lost, and we may have casualties. That often happens in war. But we're doing this not for now. We're doing this for the future, and it is a noble mission. We pray for every service member as they selflessly risk their lives to ensure that Americans and our children will never be threatened by a nuclear-armed Iran. We ask God to protect all of our heroes in harm's way, and we trust that.
But it's okay for Iranian children to be threatened by an American nuke.
Some of you may die, but it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
Yep.
With his help, the men and women of the armed forces will prevail. We have the greatest in the
They're
world.
God's chosen people, not
Members
you.
of the Islamic
You're not.
Revolutionary Guard. the armed forces.
They've
and
never
all
read
of
the
police,
Bible.
I say tonight that you must lay down your weapons and have complete immunity, or in the alternative, face certain death. So, lay down your arms. You will be treated fairly with total immunity, or you will face certain death. Finally, to the great proud people of Iran, I say tonight that the hour of your freedom is at hand. Stay sheltered. Don't leave your home. It's very dangerous outside. Bombs will be dropping everywhere. When we are finished, take over your government. It will be yours to take. This will be probably your only chance for generations.
Holy
For many years
shit.
you have asked
That's
for America's
fucking
help,
crazy.
but you never got it. No president was willing
He's
to do
literally
what I am willing
telling-
to do tonight. Now you have a president
but
who is
that-
giving you
He's literally telling the Iranian people, we're going to bomb the fuck out of your government. When we're done, take it over.
So they're not even gonna fucking occupy it. They're just gonna. It's literally just the bro. We've seen.
That's what I was saying was going to, because Melton
We've
was talking
seen
about it
this.
earlier. It was like, that doesn't seem like
Yeah.
what's going to happen.
We've seen
Alright,
this
here.
before. They take out a leader and say, "Go get it, bro." The people don't know how to get it. If they knew how to get it, they'd bum rush the fucking palace and fucking execute the motherfuckers. They can't do it. They can't mobilize.
No, that's what Trump's
So
saying,
they're
though.
not
Trump's
gonna
saying,
mobilize now.
Trump's saying is that
my
we'll
God,
do the
dude.
hard work. We'll bomb the leaders and shit for you. All you have to do is walk in. Because it'll be that
Right.
simple, right? It'll be as simple as walking in. Power vacuum
so
from the
let's-
power tools.
Let's look this up. Let's look this up on Google right now. Who would fill the power vacuum if Iran if the president dies? Let's see what other groups in Iran are popping off. Let's see let's find our next ISIS.
The United States.
Yeah, and like, why would we assume that the next party in power would just be like, hey, those guys that just bombed the fuck out of us and destroyed the last government, those guys are cool. Like,
It's just bullshit. Like you have to occupy the country and enforce American culture. I mean, you can't just expect these people to just do it because what? Like you take out a couple of leaders and you think the whole
and then overnight
organization's
they're like,
collapsed?
oh,
No,
yeah, you're our saviors, you're our heroes. Like, we were welcomed as saviors. Like, no, we're not going to be. Like we've been making the point this whole stream, Joey, just because a few people, or let's say it's like the United States. Let's say they have half the country that's like, yeah, fuck the current administration, government, people in power, fuck all that, destroy them. We're gonna celebrate when they're gone. What are we gonna do about the other half? Does the other half just go away?
Well, don't even think about the half, bro. It only takes 3% of a population to take over.
Yeah, and
It only takes
that's
3%.
I've brought that up before. It's 3 to 10% of a population that typically fights in a civil war. It's not a lot, so we don't know who's gonna get in power. And if considering what we just did to their country, the odds of them liking us isn't gonna be great. Like, I just don't understand. I don't understand. How is any of this? This was the title of the stream. How is any of this America first? None of this seems America first. We still have all these issues at home that aren't being dealt with. There's all these different situations that we can go down the list for that have zero arrest related to them. And I'm just sick of it. Regime change. Regime change is America first. I'm still waiting for someone to elaborate on that.
America first. America first.
Wait, so Joey, are you playing Requiem?
Yes.
He is.
Have you played any of it yet?
He
Yeah,
has.
I've done 2 streams with it. Though my
it's
first
awesome.
stream was a little bit funky because I was having I forgot to upgrade my the graphics driver, so there was like a
yeah.
lot of crashing and shit. So that was my first stream. I didn't get super far, and then yesterday I started late, so I'm still in the I'm still playing as her in the like hospital area. I think I'm about to
yeah.
get past it, but
It gets
I just released the package, if you know what I mean. I don't want to spoil anything for people.
Dude, I feel bad. I think it was
Blind package.
Oh yeah.
I think I saw who was on Twitter. I think it was Bert. I think he said that he had pre-ordered Resident Evil on Amazon and it came out and he's like, why the fuck would I pre-order a game if I still have to wait a month for it to be delivered? And then he showed his shit and
crazy.
it says that the game is out and
Yeah,
released
what?
and that it'll be there in a month. And I was like, oh dude.
Why? Who buys? Like, get your shit. Like, I know, like, oh, you want to get physical media copies. It doesn't matter for a PS5 or an Xbox One S. Like, dude, if they don't want you to play the shit, they won't let you play the shit.
Yeah.
Just buy your games through Steam. Steam is the only source that I trust for my games now.
Right.
They just want
Doesn't
Steam.
doesn't Steam have a protocol if like everything gets shut down that
Yes,
you'll be
you
able to
can-
download your
And
So-
Steam just won a lawsuit against the Rothschilds.
base? They let
For me-
Alex Jones have a video game on Steam. That's incredible.
I love that
Trust
game. That game
me,
was fucking hilarious.
Steam
I was
is
in
the way,
tears
bro.
the first
I
5
will
minutes.
eat your ass.
Dude, the first
know
5
what,
minutes.
You know what Jones should do? He should let people. He should show people the source code of that game and let them mod it.
Oh, absolutely.
That would be great.
All right,
Then the people can make actual villains and use their names because it's not Alex Jones doing it.
let's finish this last 30 seconds of him telling the Iranian people to overthrow their government once he's done.
What you want. So let's see how you respond. America is backing you with overwhelming strength and devastating force. Now is the time to seize control of your destiny and to unleash the prosperous and glorious future that is close within your reach. This is the moment for action. Do not let it pass. May God bless the brave men and women of America's armed forces. May God bless the United States of America. May God bless you all. Thank you.
I just want everyone to know that everything that I have said here today regarding Iran, if we had done the exact same thing to the cartels, I would be celebrating. If we just all of a sudden Donald Trump woke up one day and was like, let's go kill all the heads of the cartels and then bomb all of their compounds, I'd be like, oh fuck yeah.
The issue is the power vacuum, dude. The power vacuum's
Yeah.
too great. It's too great. Like if you get rid of all these cartels, like who knows what hidden arms that they have, hidden stockpiles of
Well,
weapons.
yeah.
And
Did you
drugs
see what
and
happened
money.
recently with one of the main cartels in Mexico? The leader was supposedly killed, and a bunch of people
Yeah.
started rioting. And what's interesting about that though is that it was regular people that were rioting. It wasn't just the members of the cartel that were going and destroying property and popping off. It was actual just regular Mexican citizens because the cartel helps take care of the people around there. If you comply with the cartel, they help you.
It's the devil, you know, bro.
Yeah.
It's the devil, you know, with them. It's would you rather have
but
the
I'm
devil
saying that
you
I bring
know,
that up
or-
because that's another issue with it. You go in there and you start taking out these cartels. The actual people that live there, even if they're not in the cartel, some might like them because they get benefits from them.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go sign off and pee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Closing statements from Joey. Any final remarks on this Iran stuff? I know you just absolutely love it and support it.
It's the best thing ever. I think we should conquer the world, which actually in a way gives them globalism anyway. So, fuck it. We live in a catch-22. Watch me play video game instead.
Watch Joey play video games instead.
Joey,
minutes.
go live quick. Yeah, go live quick so I can watch that before I go to sleep.
All
And so I could raid out to it.
I'm literally gonna go live right now. I just gotta pee.
Okay.
All right, we'll do it. Go, do it.
All right.
Well,
Mike-
Melted, it was a pleasure having you on. It's been a minute. I do this every Sunday at the same time, so you're welcome to pop in whenever.
Yeah, if I'm not, I should have been asleep like 5 hours ago.
Oh
But,
shit. Well,
Yeah.
any closing statements? Any final remarks you want to make?
Dude, who knows what's gonna happen, bro? I'm just gonna keep going to work, dude, and working my job and making what little money I can while it's still worth a dollar. A dollar's still worth a dollar. You know, I'm just waiting for those golden gates of Knox to open up and for the dust bunnies to fly out and we all realize how fucked we are. Just waiting for how the CIA and FBI and all these government bodies stole all the money that they could with all their unlimited budgets that they could. It's just, especially when I listen to that John. Everyone go look that dude up. He's big on TikTok for a lot of the stories he tells, and it gets funny because they'll slow mo his voice when he's talking about something super serious, and it makes it just hilarious or something super funny. And his name is John. God damn, why do I always forget? It sounds Japanese, but he's Greek. Krakauer. John Krakauer. Look him up. Go watch his Joe Rogan interview. Watch his other interviews that he's done. Like, you'll learn a lot about what the CIA was doing and what they're doing now. And it's pretty insane.
All right. Well, thank you,
Peace.
Melted, for hanging out.
Yep.
Thank you to Joey as well. I know he's already gone. We'll get Melted on again in the future. Did you have something else to say, Melted?
No, that's it. You have a good rest of your day. Everyone have a good rest of their days. Peace.
All of your days should be good and swell. I hope all of them, every single one of them. Move back over to here. Thank you guys for hanging out. That was a really good stream, really good conversation. I look forward to having more conversations with everybody. Make sure you join the Discord, which should be in the description down below. Follow me on Twitter, all that good stuff. Like, share, repost, follow, all that good stuff. All that good stuff. We do this every Sunday, talking about ongoing news topics and news from the past week and stuff like that. I have guests on to talk about all sorts of things. Topic of discussion today was Iran. As you saw, it did go on for quite a while. Some days are different than others. Today we were with one topic. Other days I will have a array of topics. It just depends. So thank you guys. Tune in for more. I'll be back later today with some Helldivers. I want to play that. And yeah, I'll see all you guys then. Let's play some music before we get out of here. Let's do I like Work Harder. Shadows in the Capital is good. Let's do Shadows in the Capital. You guys have a great day.
They sign the papers inked with lies while we're left with broken skies. They take the bread and leave us the crust in this machine. Who can we trust? Shadows in the Capitol, the power's all a game. They point their fingers, but we know who's to blame. Whispers in the corridors, screaming through the shade. Shadows in the Capitol, nothing feels the same. Well, the ballots feel like broken dice. They play their games, we pay the price. Promises painted in black and white, but they vanish like thieves in the dead of night. Lies written with invisible ink, pouring poison in the water we drink. They build their walls, we feel the squeeze. Freedom's just a word on a broken marquee. Shadows in the Capitol, the power's all a game. They point their fingers, but we know who's to blame. Whispers in the corridors, screaming through the shade. Shadows in the Capitol, nothing feels the same. Where do we go when the truth's been sold? When the streets run cold and the lies get old. Where do we go when the truth's been sold? When the streets run cold and the lies get old. Where do we go when the truth's been sold? When the streets run cold and the lies get old. Shadows in the Capitol, the power's all a game. They point their fingers, but we know who's to blame. Whispers in the corridors, screaming through the shade. Shadows in the Capitol, nothing feels the same.